Within Twilight City, humanity's final bastion dragons fall, as lightning tears through the heavens. A behemoth dragon crashes down. This ancient beast belongs to Leon's lineage, the old man whispers. Suddenly, Addo Time's guardian tells the great sage that hope is dead. He will incinerate his very soul to mend the fractured timelines. To forge a new path, he must vanish from this era, believing his wisdom can rewrite humanity's tragic end elsewhere. The great sage warns that even the forbidden gods, masters of time's secrets, are trapped within their own era's cage. They are bound to this timeline, and escape is an impossibility for any living soul. Blinding radiance erupts from the sage's staff. He declares that only outsiders from beyond this era can shift destiny. Magic circles manifest as the staff bleeds raw, pulsating energy into the void. Power surges toward reality. A chilling voice mocks their struggle, calling their final resistance pathetic and futile. The guardian trembles, asking what approaches. The great sage reveals it's the forbidden god, the one who shatters timelines. The voice sneers that tiny sparks of hope will drown in despair as the ruins of this age crumble. Humanity dissolves into nothingness. The sage closes his eyes, murmuring that, though they are mere dust, they are heroes. He challenges the forbidden god to face the combined might of 10,000 souls. Onlookers watch frozen in absolute shock. They realize the sage is beginning a grand sacrifice. He proclaims their era is fading into stardust. He rallies his warriors to follow him to burn brilliantly like the world's final magnificent firework. One soldier vows to follow to the end, declaring he has no regrets in this life. The survivors of the past prepare a final gift for the future, defying time to plant seeds of hope. It was an age of primal strength, where men rode wild beasts and used raw power to tame the world. They built fortresses and harvested the land's riches, fighting every day for survival and supremacy. Beyond the walls, lethal predators prowl. For a century, humanity has teetered on the edge of a savage wilderness. The fortress commander is a knight of black light, founder of the elite assembly within this dark domain. He established their order in the heart of the Shadowlands, a place of iron and blood. A young boy stares at a cold notice. The knight's training camp has no room for nameless drifters. Hatch the egg within 3 years or join a squad immediately. Failure means instant termination from the program. Being a knight is a gamble with death. The boy clutches his egg, letting out a heavy, weary sigh. Perched on a barrel, he refuses to give up. Tomorrow is his final deadline, yet the egg remains motionless. He clenches his fists in frustration until a mysterious light streaks down, striking him with divine force. Consciousness fades. In his mind, a legendary warrior soars through the clouds atop a majestic dragon. The beast vanishes into the horizon. A rough voice barks at him to wake up, demanding why he's outside. Trainees aren't permitted inside the castle walls after sunset. The guard's tone is dripping with malice. The boy wonders if it was all just a dream, that vision of the massive dragon and its rider. He realizes the true terrifying power of a dragon knight. The guard grows impatient with his dazed silence. Mocking him for being a ghost, the guard slashes his face, leaving a stinging, bloody scratch. He sneers that the boy is slated for the low-class search party destined for the dangerous wilds outside. For breaking curfew, he sentences the boy to 12 lashes, doubting he'll survive the jungle afterward. Suddenly a snap echoes, the egg is cracking. A nearby youth shouts in disbelief as the shell shatters. The protagonist's heart races. 3 years of relentless toil have finally paid off in this miracle. Stunned, the guard backpedals, realizing his useless victim has just become a legitimate candidate. He frantically offers to summon the training officer to finalize the boy's status as an official knight. He predicts greatness for the boy, but Lu Yu, the training officer, arrives and cuts him off. She commands Su to connect with his new companion. Trembling with joy, he whispers his long-awaited welcome. The tiny creature chirps in response. Su glows with excitement. The bond is real and powerful. Lu Yu smiles. The Black Light Assembly has a new knight. Then she spots the blood on his face. Su points at his attacker. Enraged, Lu Yu barks that striking a knight is an unforgivable crime. She sentences the guard to 20 lashes and exile into the monster-infested wilds. The man begs for mercy. Deep within the fortress, Lu escorts the main character into a private chamber. There sits Zhou He, the legendary fortress master. Zhou eyes him, asking if he is truly this semester's star rookie. Lu nods, confirming his shocking success during the search mission. The master smirks, noting that such an achievement deserves a massive reward. Praising his grit, Zhou offers 2 paths. Since the boy holds a scaled lizard egg, the first option is high-tier dragon scales. These scales carry potent bloodline energy to supercharge the hatching process, creating a beast far beyond any ordinary lizard. There is even a slim chance the hatchling evolves, absorbing the dragon's essence to reach insane levels of power. Option 2, pick a beast from Zhou's own elite stable. But Su knows a bird in the hand is worth everything. He locks in the dragon scale. Zhou approves of the decisiveness, promising to deliver the items by sunset. He urges the boy to stay hungry and become a pillar for the assembly. Our hero gives a firm nod. Leaving the hall, the reality of Blacklight Castle hits. It is a city split into two distinct worlds. The inner district shines with wealth and purity, while the outer district rots in filth and poverty. Sue navigates the slums to his shack. Suddenly, a sharp voice screams at him, demanding he let go. It is his sister, frantic after waiting by the gates all night. She was barred from entering and feared the worst. Now that he has finally crawled home, she threatens to rip his ear off for the heart attack he caused. A heavy knock interrupts the chaos. A formal butler stands there carrying the fortress master's personal gifts. As the items are handed over, both siblings stand frozen in absolute disbelief. She gasps, realizing he actually pulled it off. Their parents would be bursting with pride if they could see this. Their sacrifice of the family home was not for nothing. Her brother is going to the top. Silence fills the room. Snapping back to reality, she mumbles about being late for work and dashes out, leaving Sue with his prize. Alone at last, Sue stares at the shimmering artifact. Is this truly a piece of a dragon? Suddenly, the scale erupts in blinding light. Information floods his brain as a mystical tome unfolds in his mind. Hidden knowledge appears, rituals involving dragon blood root and the secret art of shattering a dragon shell. Coming to Sue is breathless. Can a mere lizard truly ascend to dragonhood? He knows the legends. Adult dragons are walking disasters capable of erasing entire civilizations. His lizard was supposed to be a low-tier threat. He examines the brownish-purple dragon blood root, wondering if he can actually pull off this insane evolution. He thinks of the castle's resident genius girl, who was handpicked for greatness. Yet even her first beast was only a high-tier dangerous species. What if his hatchling becomes something more terrifying? After a quick supply run, he begins the forbidden ritual, dreaming of becoming the master's true disciple. Sue carves a complex array on the floor, placing the egg at the epicenter of the formation. Light flares, casting the shadow of a massive dragon against the walls before fading into a low hum. The shell spiderwebs violently. Is it a lizard or a legend? Later at the training grounds, the air is thick. Students are grinding, but Lou is watching the entrance. Two boys snicker about the missing rookie. They joke that he is either dead in a ditch or let fame go to his head, promising a beatdown. Just then, Sue walks in. Lou narrows her eyes, noting he finally decided to show his face. She asks if he still plans to train, while the crowd scoffs, certain he is about to get expelled. Sue remains calm, stating he had a valid reason. Lou demands proof, and Sue summons his companion. From his pack, a tiny creature emerges. It perches on his shoulder, its small eyes harboring ancient, terrifying power. A monstrous aura explodes from the hatchling, shaking everyone to their core. That thing is definitely no lizard. The pressure is suffocating. Lou, wide-eyed, realizes this is an ultra-dangerous species and rushes him to the Lord. Johei stares at the creature, teeth clenched in shock. It is already a high-level threat from birth. He is livid, ordering an immediate audit of the egg department. Heads are going to roll for this blunder. They accidentally gave Sue a dragon egg, nearly wasting the potential of a once-in-a-generation genius. Joe turns to Sue, admitting the road was rough, but his luck is unparalleled. Had he started with a normal beast, he would still be elite, but this changes everything. With a literal dragon by his side, Joe promises that if Sue keeps grinding, nobody will ever touch him. He vows to never let the castle down. The fortress master beams, praising the training program for birthing such a freakish genius. Impressed by his raw talent and grit, he offers a direct discipleship. Both Sue and Lou are absolutely floored by the proposal. Hang realizes the weight of this. It's been 3 long years since the Lord last scouted a personal student. The protagonist accepts instantly. Joe cheers, summoning every available tamer for an impromptu feast to honor their new star. It's a full-blown celebration for the rise of a prodigy, welcoming another elite member into their prestigious inner circle. As the party rages into the night, a royal carriage and guard finally escort the siblings back to their humble home. Sue reveals his new 100-gram gold monthly stipend. Finally, they can reclaim the family home they sacrificed for his training. His sister is speechless, noting that such wealth would take her years to earn. She looks at her brother with pride. Heng playfully brushes off her praise, telling her to quit pinching his cheeks and get some sleep before her shift. The line between common beasts and true monsters. It's all about the innate talent to manipulate raw energy from birth. These energy-infused techniques are called skills. They are the ultimate decider of a tamed beast's true lethality on the battlefield. Dragons sit at the absolute peak of this hierarchy, gifted with insane energy reserves and overwhelming natural instincts. Beyond their brutal physical strikes, they wield 6 distinct skills. Dragon sleep allows them to mend fatal wounds in record time. Their low-tier racial traits include overwhelming strength, earth-shattering sacrifices, and the ability to drain the planet's very essence. Pairing that energy absorption with dragon sleep makes these titans nearly unkillable gods of the arena. Then there's the demonic breath, the apex skill. As the protagonist studies his scrolls, he knows his pet is destined for greatness. He stares at the hatchling, his mind racing. The growth rate of dangerous species within these walls is truly terrifying to witness. During practice, Joe notes the dragon's hidden potential is off the charts. It's time to test which energy type it favors first. Its core affinity seems to lean heavily toward the demonic. Hang eyes the ring on his finger, sensing something special. That's the domination seal. It's not just jewelry. It's a portal to a pocket dimension where beasts rest and recharge. Since fully grown monsters are massive, tamers store them in these internal spaces to keep them battle-ready at all times. These seals come in many forms: necklaces, earrings, or watches, allowing a master to carry an entire army in their pocket. Suddenly, a scarlet demon wolf appears. Born as a low ranker, it was painstakingly evolved into a high-level predator. This was Joe's reliable partner in his younger days, making it the perfect sparring partner to test the dragon's mettle. The protagonist hesitates, but Joe assures him the wolf's hybrid nature is the best way for the hatchling to learn. The tiny dragon shivers as the predator stalks closer. Fear is written all over its face as it faces the beast. Joe commands a demonic breath demonstration. The wolf unhinges its jaw, unleashing a surge of dark, swirling energy. As the aura dissipates, Heng is stunned. The hatchling is already mimicking the dark mist, proving it's a sponge for knowledge. "You got this," he cheers. The little guy tries to blast back, but only a tiny puff of smoke escapes its throat. Joe smiles. That purple haze is the embryo of a true demonic breath. The dragon has already grasped the core skill. They've hit the jackpot. This dragon is a literal talent cheat code, and the wolf is no longer enough to push it. The wolf vanishes, replaced by something far more sinister, a terrifying class, demonic beast that radiates pure, unadulterated malice. The hatchling cowers behind its master's leg, trembling. Sue frowns, realizing this might be way too much for the little guy. Joe agrees and swaps it out for a high-tier dragon. Sometimes you need a different kind of pressure to spark growth. This titan is Joe's trump card, boasting affinities for fire, earth, and the demonic. It's a 4-element disaster waiting to happen. It's the only dragon in his arsenal. He calls the massive tyrannosaur out, telling it to go easy and play with the rookie. "Aren't dragon types rare?" Heng asks. Joe nods, admitting he was insanely lucky to bind such a powerhouse early on. Seeing how much veterans crave these beasts, the protagonist realizes he must keep his secret manual hidden from prying eyes. "Ready for the real test?" Joe asks. The tyrannosaur locks eyes with the hatchling, its gaze heavy enough to crush a man. The beast lets out a fraction of its true dragon power, flooding the room with a paralyzing, suffocating aura. Sue feels like a rowboat caught in a massive hurricane. Just as he's about to break, Joe's hand steadies him. "Back up," Joe warns. The pressure is lethal. Heng finally understands the massive gap between a novice and a true master. Joe is shocked to see Heng standing his ground. "Let's see your limit," he yells, cranking the tyrannosaur's aura even higher. Can they survive? Heng watches in awe as his tiny hatchling stops shaking and starts pushing back against the weight. It's weak and small, but the tiny beast is channeling its own dragon power to defy the titan. Confronting the Tyrannosaurus, he praises such insane talent, claiming this kid will soon shatter every limit. Is it really that cracked? Heng wonders, while a stunned Show asks if he is using dragon scales. Sue uses them immediately as the hatchling hungrily consumes the essence within the ancient scales. Inheriting the dragon blood trait has clearly paid off, launching its power levels into the stratosphere. Cho gifts him a manual condensing top-tier training and skills into one powerful spiritual seal. He customizes a mental discipline routine, warning the protagonist that a weak mind fails the beast. Since spiritual energy is a tamer's true foundation, Sue gives thanks and finally departs the castle. Heng reclaims his childhood home, the seller turning humble once he realizes a tamer is buying. Before Chin finishes her shift, he scrubs the old place clean, restoring whatever memories remain. Keeping the news secret, Sue decides to head to her job and drop a massive surprise. Suddenly, two vicious rabbit dogs lunge forward as Chin's screams pierce the evening air. Recognizing that voice instantly, Heng sprints toward the danger to save his terrified sister. A blonde brat mocks her, claiming his dogs just want to play, while Chin desperately retreats. The creep offers a dark deal: spend the night with him, and the hounds will stop. Heng appears, voice cold as ice, asking what kind of play the punk has in mind. He shuts them down instantly, smashing one dog into the dirt with a single heavy stone. Calling out the street thug, Heng tells him to back off from his sister immediately. He doesn't care if the brat's dad runs a plantation. That title means nothing here. Enraged, the blonde screams for his dog and orders the beast to rip Heng apart. The monster charges as Chin wails in terror, but the tables are about to turn. The dragon hatchling glares, locking its jaws onto the predator, while everyone watches in pure shock. Sue orders his pet to finish the job, prompting the blonde to pull a serrated blade. The thugs draw steel, but Sue merely raises his hand, channeling the raw power of dragons. A suffocating aura explodes from the hatchling, freezing the blonde in his tracks with primal fear. His goons panic, sensing a monster, just as a new group of figures approaches the scene. One warns that a guard is coming, suggesting they have the boy handcuffed to gain leverage. Thinking he's untouchable, the blonde plans to frame Heng and have the guards trash that trash. He envisions Heng rotting in a cell, unable to stop what comes next for his family. He even targets Chin, thinking his dead dogs will be paid for with her tears. The guard arrives, greeting young Master Gu while surveying the bloody mess on the street. The blonde plays the victim, demanding they arrest the murderer who slaughtered his precious pets. The guards advance with shackles, telling Hang he messed with the wrong rich kid's dogs. Sue points at a brick, deadpanning that the stone did it, so they should arrest the brick. Insulted by his arrogance, the guards prepare to teach this brat a very painful lesson. They promise he will regret his sass once the cell doors lock, but they have miscalculated. The hatchling's aura flares with terrifying intensity just as Sue flashes his official tamer license. The guards freeze their faces, turning pale as they realize they are staring at a professional. It is the famous new disciple of the castle lord, the prodigy everyone is whispering about. The captain draws his weapon, firing a warning shot before aiming directly at the shocked blonde. He accuses the thugs of street crimes, ordering them to be shackled before things get bloody. As the cuffs click, the blonde screams about his father's influence, but no one is listening. The captain shuts him up with a heavy punch, ordering his men to slap him. The guards begin a brutal beatdown while the captain curses the brat for almost causing disaster. Sue notes, the matter is settled for now, watching the karma unfold in real time. The captain bows, promising a severe punishment for the thugs to ensure the tamer's satisfaction. Whether they survive or not is irrelevant to Sue, as he will hunt them down regardless of where they hide. Once they are cleared from prison, the captain yields and Heng commands his sister to head back home. Sensing safety, Ching complies and follows. Meanwhile, the captain questions his crew about the risks of crossing a plantation director, or worse, a beast tamer. His partner shudders, knowing that offending a tamer is essentially signing your own death warrant. You wouldn't even see your end coming. The captain agrees, ordering a transport to move the prisoners and eliminate them quietly. Ching breaks down in tears upon seeing the old family estate her brother managed to reclaim for them. She sobs that returning felt like an impossible dream. The protagonist calmly tells her to keep her emotions in check. He drops the house key into her hand, declaring, "This is just the prologue to their much brighter future." Ching nods with absolute faith. Suddenly, a knock echoes, and Sue demands ID. An old man claims his memory is fading. He introduces himself as Deputy Director Guo. Ching is instantly suspicious of why a high-ranking official is at their door. Guo explains that security reports reached him regarding the trouble Ding's son caused, and he is here to fix it. To settle the score, he is banishing the brat to the Level 3 agricultural sector as a lowly laborer. Life as a common farmer is brutal there. Between the unruly wild beasts and frequent accidents, survival is never guaranteed. Ding claims he can endure any post, but Guo only cares if the protagonist is satisfied with this cold justice. Hing acknowledges the man's cunning. Guo then pivots, noting that Ching is a brilliant senior agronomist, deserving of more. He offers her a deputy director role. When she questions the sudden promotion, Guo simply smiles at her newfound status. "You are the Lord's sister," he reminds her. "That alone makes you perfect. If anyone dares bother you, come to me." Ching accepts the position. Heng realizes that in this world, true strength is the only thing that grants real privileges. Later, Sue prepares a specialized meal for his pet, calling the creature over to feast on its new diet. This is a top-tier recipe from his master, designed to accelerate growth and maximize the beast's latent power. He recalls the 8 ranks of beast formulas from inferior and qualified to extraordinary and the legendary perfect grade. The teacher's demonic beast blend is high quality, a rare treasure for any novice starting their taming journey. However, Sue is baffled when the hatchling stops eating after 2 bites. He worries the ingredients might be spoiled. Summoning his ancient tome, the truth is revealed. After birth, a dragon feasts on its shell and then enters a fast. As a hybrid of earth and demon attributes, its diet cannot be balanced. It requires a focused, high-intensity fuel. This dragon is a picky predator. It does not want mush. It craves the essence of living beings to thrive. Identifying the issue, Sue pivots the recipe. Using the master's monthly stipend, he buys only the finest ingredients. Over the following days, Sue follows the tome's instructions to the letter, crafting a meal fit for a god. The little one devours it, but the resulting growth rate is terrifying. Heng gasps, realizing it is only day 5. A coin dropped beside the hatchling looks like a pebble now. The dragon has grown significantly larger in record time. Even though the beast is draining his finances, it has successfully evolved into its formidable juvenile stage. If those 2 resilient hounds attack now, the dragon wouldn't even need skills to tear them apart with raw strength. With one flap of its wings and a snap of its razor teeth, it could slice enemies in 2 effortlessly. Sue strokes its scales, realizing ordinary weapons would break against it. Even firearms might prove useless against such hide. 5 armed men would be light work for this beast. Remembering his master's words, it is time for a visit. Reaching the juvenile stage in just 5 days is unheard of. This is a feat that defies all known logic. The recipe must be perfect grade, meaning it must stay secret. He tells his pet training starts now, no food for 10 days. Arriving at the fortress, Heng knocks firmly. A familiar voice beckons him into the master's private sanctum. Joe notes the long absence, jokingly asking if Heng has been slacking off. The protagonist quickly explains his progress. He describes the dragon's evolution, claiming the master's formulas were the key to it, reaching the growth stage so fast. Joe's eyes nearly pop out at the dragon's massive size. Sue plays it cool, asking if this speed is unusual. Joe smacks him in disbelief. Don't talk nonsense. Your senior sister's ice lotus took a full month to grow. He rants about how 30 days is the standard, yet Heng achieved the impossible in a fraction of that time. Furthermore, the ice lotus is 2 tiers below a dragon. Heng realizes he needs to keep his secrets guarded closely. As long as the master doesn't investigate this insane growth rate, his hidden advantage remains safe for now. Our MC isn't just gifted, he's a growth stage monster. Joe checks the stats, demanding to see the dragon's mastery. Level 1, Dragon Power, is officially unlocked and ready. He's packing Dragon Deterrence Shock and Lethal Demonic Breath. A Shadow Ball. Joe's jaw hits the floor. You mastered all that already. Joe gasps, stunned. Su Heng plays cool, hiding his secret Earth Spear. He also keeps Sacrifice and Evil Strike totally classified. Impressed, Joe opens his private elite training grounds. Show me your true peak, Joe commands sternly. Prove your worth, and a premium saddle is yours. A true tamer needs a seal, and he wants it. Joe summons the colossal armor rock bear, shocking everyone. How many beasts is this guy hiding? Su Heng wonders. 20 terrifying monsters. Joe doesn't do weaklings. Rock bears and tyrannosaurs are just Joe's basic units. The bear roars, unleashing a wave of pure terror. The dragon doesn't flinch, countering with its own aura. Dragon power ignites. Joe is actually impressed by him. Growth stage confirmed. Joe orders the bear to stand down. Now blast him with demonic breath, Su Heng commands. The dragon fires, but the bear barely feels it. Is that all? Did he miss breakfast? Joe mocks. Go rapid-fire demonic breath ball now. Crack. The stone skin shatters. The bear howls. Continuous energy shots. Now that is impressive, Joe admits. Perfect precision. Perfect speed. Su Heng smirks at his progress. He didn't drop the bear, but Joe is satisfied. Reward time. The Beast Domination Ring is officially his. It's a massive upgrade, housing up to 10 beasts. Don't get cocky, Joe warns, cutting the celebration short. Real growth requires blood, dirt, and actual combat. Destination, the meat grinder of the northern front line. Report for duty in 3 days. The mission awaits. 4 massive defensive lines guard the Black Lantern Enclave. It's a wall of fortresses, heavy guns, and tamers. The north is a constant, brutal war zone for survival. All the best loot comes from these monster-infested zones. Su Heng demands an advance 25,000 grams of steel. He spends his final days crafting portable dragon rations. Deployment Northern Sector, Post 7. The journey begins. Joining as a grunt, Su Heng surveys the battlefield. These walls protect the vital wilderness plantations from monsters. Inside, the city space is a luxury they lack. 6,000 lives depend on the food grown in danger. This job is a total death wish, second only to the suicide squads in the search teams. It's pure chaos. Everyone is desperate to get out. As he recalls, Director Ding was just reassigned to the dreaded Plantation 30. As the gears grind forward, the vehicle enters a high-stakes security zone guarding the northern front. Guard Post 7, the sentry announces. He wishes Sue luck before heading back to file his report. A young guy spots Sue stepping out and fumes. Did the chief really hand-deliver this rookie? He snaps. A blonde dude in a bandana chimed in, hearing rumors that their new guest was a tamer. Look at the truck, he points. That entire haul is high-grade feed for top-tier tamed beasts. Why are we just standing here? The kid asks. Let's help him. The blonde nods in agreement. They rush over, grabbing the heavy sacks. No way you're hauling all this solo, they insist. They offer to carry the load, but Su Heng politely declines. The young man introduces himself as Huang. Just call me Xiao Huang, he beams, promising to have Sue's back. Sue just smiles at his kindness. Sue calls him brother. Huang is stunned. He's never met a tamer this humble before. Pick up the pace, Huang shouts. There are 29 sentry posts scattered along this deadly line. These outposts guard the northern defense, and Post 7 sits right in the eye of the storm. A decade ago, monsters leveled this place. No survivors. Today's post was built right over the ruins. This is Sue's new battlefield. Huang hands him a plate, insisting he try Wang's home-cooked meal. Times are tough, but Wang's a kitchen wizard, Huang says. Sue tells them to just use his name. We're comrades, no need for the Lord title. Huang protests, saying tamers are basically royalty. I'll stick with brother, Huang decides. Sue agrees, sealing their bond as equals on the front line. Sue asks if monster attacks are common here. Between bites, the blonde man prepares his answer. This is mid-perimeter, he explains. Lower heat than the frontier, but monsters still slip through the cracks. He gestures toward their recent kills, proof that the perimeter isn't as safe as it looks. Twice a month, the big brass comes to tally kills and haul monster loot back to the city. They trade trophies for merit points. Sue is impressed they survive without even having their own beasts. So, what's your beast? The kid asks, dying for a sneak peek at Sue's power. Huang scolds them for being nosy, but Su Heng just smiles and summons his massive dragon. They freeze. It's a high-tier dangerous species. The dragon slams down, trembling the very earth. Su introduces his partner. The kid's jaw drops. His very first beast is a literal monster class. Insane, he whispers. Annoyed, the dragon begins radiating a suffocating, terrifying aura. Su bops its head. Stop flexing on them. It's rude, he chides before checking if Huang's okay. I'm good, Huang, stammers clearly shaken. The blonde guy just loses it, laughing his head off. You almost peed yourself, the blonde wheezes. Huang snaps back and the tension melts into laughter. Dinner ends and Su already feels right at home with the 5 brothers at the outpost. After cleaning up, Su dives into his master's mental training to sharpen his soul. This technique is the crystalline breathing method, a grueling path to tempering the mind's eye. Phase 1, purge all distractions and construct a flawless, crystalline meditation environment. He visualizes himself as pure crystal. Phase 2, sync with a precise, rhythmic breathing cycle. His mind bleeds into the environment. Now comes the core, the actual soul tempering. Hardening the spirit isn't easy. Reaching the soul crystal stage will take ages at this slow pace. Maybe 2 weeks. Even a prodigy like senior sister Bai took a month to master it. She's a monster, Su muses. Suddenly, the moonlight is cut by blinding searchlights and a wailing siren. Move it, Huang bellows. Something bad is happening. Insects are swarming the perimeter. Su peers through binoculars. These monsters are armored tanks with razor-sharp limb blades. One swing turns stone to dust. These aren't runts. They're fully grown killing machines. Scythe beasts are common here, Huang warns, but they breed like crazy. And 4 just arrived. This should be a total breeze. He barks out orders for everyone to gear up, teaming up with Lao to man the heavy machine gun. Wen takes point toward the northwest. Hu and Lu lock down their firing positions in trenches 5 and 6. Ah Wen and Hua Fu act as the shield, ready to slaughter any beast that dares approach their brother. The squad acknowledges with a sharp salute. Lead begins to fly. Sensing the incoming threat, the locusts deploy a shimmering energy barrier, rendering the initial volley completely useless. Metal meets energy and shatters into dust. Seeing the stalemate, Huang roars for his team to wipe those targets off the map immediately. Go for the head, he warns, knowing the corpses are worthless if damaged. Su observes the scythe beasts, noting their armor is deceptively thin. While their coverage is light, that weird energy field heavily dampens the impact of standard ammunition. He realizes the machine gun fire isn't just for kills, it's designed to crack the shell so the sniper can deliver a finishing blow. Peering through his lenses, Heng watches the intense struggle. The guards pour on the heat until the energy shields finally flicker and die. The blonde warrior grips his weapon with a smirk. My turn, he whispers, pulling the trigger for a devastating direct hit. Target neutralized. Su marvels at the northern defense line's synergy. Even without tamer powers, their tactical teamwork is legendary. Forged in 1,000 blood-soaked battles, these veterans have survived enough hell to take down even the most vicious monsters. The swarm is decimated, but one locust tries to skedaddle. Huang isn't having it, and signals Hu to chase the runaway bug down. They floor it in the vehicle, cornering the cautious insect. Su calmly steps out, walking right into the beast's strike zone. Huang tells his partner to stay frosty. Newbies from the city often have a death wish by stepping too far onto the front lines. They can't let him get scratched. Su raises his ring, which erupts in blinding light. Time for a devil attack, he commands. He's ready to see some real action. A massive dragon manifests, unleashing its skill. The locust desperately throws up its barrier in a panic. It's useless. The dragon shatters the defense like cheap glass, sending the monster tumbling and screaming through the dirt. Su narrows his eyes, realizing the exoskeleton absorbed the brunt of the impact. The creature is still standing despite the massive hit. Keep the pressure on Shadow Ball continuous fire. The dragon surges forward, radiating a terrifying aura of pure destruction. The locust tries to shield up again, but it's already cracking under the pressure. Su watches every microsecond of the collapse. Both combatants release an explosive aura. It's a total standoff. Su commands his beast to unleash its true dragon power. The dragon's jaw unhinges, revealing a cosmic void of power. The locust literally trembles in absolute terror before the mythical predator. Obliterate it. With a single earth-shaking roar, the resulting shockwaves slice through the locust like a hot blade through butter. As the bug tries to crawl away in pieces, Heng scoffs. Who gave you permission to leave this battlefield alive? Earth power. The dragon slams its massive talons down, causing a tectonic eruption that completely obliterates the remaining monster. The guards in the transport are left speechless. Hu admits he was wrong. Su definitely didn't need any backup today. Huang nods, impressed by that raw strength. The next day, Hu excitedly describes how that earth spear sacrifice finished the job. The monster was erased. Huang realizes Su isn't just some spoiled kid here for training. He's the real deal. Total beast mode, Huang mutters. But Su just shrugs it off, praising the entire squad's performance instead of taking the credit. A guard interrupts the moment with urgent news someone important has just arrived at the gates for a visit. It's the headquarters convoy. Huang finds it suspicious since they never show up this early to tally the merits. Usually they don't roll in until noon. Why are the big guns here so early, he wonders, smelling something unusual. Su keeps his eyes peeled as Commander Lu Ling, the legend of the Northern Line, exits the armored transport. The guards snap to attention. Ling sighs, noting that despite the passing years, this dusty outpost hasn't changed one bit. Huang is starstruck that the commander remembers him. It must have been a brutal journey, sir, he says with deep respect. Ling just chuckles. Hardly. It was a 10-minute joyride in the SUV, not a difficult trip at all. He turns his focus to Heng, asking if he's settled in yet. Su introduces himself with professional poise and a sharp salute. Ling finds the formal commander-in-chief title a bit awkward. Su remains polite, maintaining his cool under the heavy gaze. The pleasure's mine. I'm adjusting well, Su says. The commander smiles and gives him an affectionate fatherly pat on the head. Glad to hear it. Your master wouldn't stop bragging about his new genius disciple every chance he got. He mentions the chief of staff missed him last time because Su was busy hunting down a group of monster bastards. This time, Ling grins. I came all this way, specifically just to find you and see your progress. The guards are floored. The Supreme Commander traveled to this tiny sentry post just to meet one rookie tamer. Huang's jaw drops. He thought Su was just a talented kid, not a VIP of this legendary magnitude. As the sovereign's protege, he breathes a sigh of relief. Ling barks for them to focus, ordering they tally the massive month-end harvest immediately, while demanding total silence for his concentration. He directs Su to manifest the beast, citing a secret mandate to evaluate its explosive growth, and report back soon. Heng assumed the master had moved on, never expecting an inspection. The beast is summoned, leaving Ling completely stunned. Ling is shocked. The master claimed it hatched barely a month ago. Su explains that constant combat and energy mastery accelerated its terrifying evolution, and asks if there's any issue with that. No issue. Actually, Su's dragon dwarfs the one he once raised. Per the master's request, he must now test its raw combat experience. He summons his own beast, an iron-skinned rhino with a suffocating aura. Ling explains, this Earth-type predator is a high-danger species just like Su's dragon. Fully evolved with impenetrable hide, it's a nearly indestructible tank on the battlefield, and his primary vanguard. The rhino looms as the dragon shivers. Su begs for mercy, but Ling laughs at the idea of elimination, assuring him this veteran knows exactly how to restrain its overwhelming power. Let's begin. The commander notes the dragon's grogginess, ordering a strike. To wake it with a ground-shattering stomp, the earth cracks instantly. Su realizes this is the true power of refined mental control. No time for awe, he commands a devil strike and evades. The dragon takes flight, and Su orders a barrage of shadow balls. The dragon unleashes its fury, but the rhino remains completely unfazed. Victory is impossible. He must simply prove his growth to his master. Use your speed. Blitz the enemy from every single direction. The dragon accelerates jaws, snapping, finally tearing into the rhino's armored back. It lands to recover, while the rhino stares back unmoving. Su triggers an earth spear sacrifice, but the impact leaves the beast unharmed. Irritated, the rhino slams the earth, tossing the dragon like a rag doll. Clever tactic, Su, but raw power ultimately wins the day. That rhino's defense is maxed out. Your spears never stood a chance. Did you hold back? I need to complete this master's mission. Your progress is legendary. The master will be beyond satisfied with you. You've surpassed all your seniors. You truly are a gifted prodigy. Winter arrives soon after, bringing a brutal, icy vengeance to the outpost. Without heaters, only thin sleeping bags stand against the freezing winds. It's absolutely freezing. When will this winter nightmare finally end? Fortunately, Su's mental fortification keeps the biting frost at bay. Suddenly, a piercing siren jolts the entire squad into action. Outpost 3 reports a disaster. The northern plantation is being overrun. Hu and Su move out. The rest maintain the defensive perimeter. They race to the vehicle as critical reports flood the comms. The perimeter is breached. Dangerous species are flooding the area. Workers are cornered in the dorms, clinging to failing defenses. And they're running out of time. Their lives hang by a thread. Massive reinforcements from nearby outposts are already mobilizing for battle. All units must converge on the plantation by 0400 hours to initiate the crushing assault. It's 0340. Lu Floret, we're hitting Plantation 25's northwest gate number 6 right now. Huang confirms Northern Section 7 is on site. The guards are screaming for everyone to scramble into battle positions. Intel's coming through the comms. Static crackles as the recon team confirms the scouting is officially finished. Those monsters breached Gate 6. Now they're in the silos, literally feasting on the remains of the fallen workers. Survivors are bunkered down in the shelters. Every driver, get your rigs in line for the counterstrike. Spearhead formation. 2 tanks are taking point, charging straight into the heart of the dormitory zone. Open fire. We're staring down a swarm of those disgusting, rotten, toxic wolves. They're pure nightmare fuel. These beasts won't die easily. Aim for the skulls and wipe them out before they can regenerate. Save the hostages. Bullets fly targeting heads until the alpha wolf watches and lets out a bone-chilling howl. Hang feels a chill. He tells his partner to ease off the gas and hang back. Wong is confused. Su mentions that eerie howl, asking if anyone else felt that. Wong starts explaining the nature of these creatures. These toxic wolves occasionally mutate into supreme leaders. It's rare, but when it happens, it's a total game changer. Something's off. Hang points out, the wolves aren't just attacking, they're actually moving with a tactical purpose. They're baiting us. No wonder these beasts shattered the perimeter defenses with such terrifying, calculated precision. Armed with instinct, the alpha's eyes glow with bloodlust as it activates its signature, rotten, toxic, hidden ability. Wolf smoke. The comms explode with panic as soldiers wonder if this thick, eerie mist is actually lethal poison. Command orders infrared activation. Stay sharp and watch your fire, but the protagonist knows this isn't that simple. Fall back. Too late. Wolves are already swarming the trucks, shredding heavy armor with their massive crushing jaws. Su identifies it Shadow Wolf companionship that Alpha isn't alone. It has a twin leader lurking in the darkness. A second leader, Huang, screams as a massive blur of fur and fangs hurtles directly toward their ride. Glass shatters and the truck flips. Huang unloads his clip, but the creature's hide is like reinforced tank plating. The beast tears into the steel frame like paper. Heng stays ice cold, summoning his legendary companion to battle. His dragon erupts with a soul-crushing aura, pinning the wolves down with sheer, overwhelming draconic intimidation. He follows up with evil thought bullets. Explosions rock the area, obliterating the alpha's head in a spray of gore. Our hero radios in, demanding everyone hold their fire. He doesn't want any casualties from accidental friendly fire. I'll take the alpha. The commander watches through his scope, realizing this kid is truly Baoju's top apprentice. Such raw power from a rookie is insane. He thanks him, but insists his squad handles the remaining toxic leaders. They'll clear the trash so the duel isn't interrupted. Su steps out of the wreckage, ready for blood. This toxic fog is blinding. Su searches for the boss until Huang spots the beast lurking in the haze. Heng spots the alpha, pulverizing a squad car as a guard screams, "Hey ugly, pick on someone your size." Surprise attack. The dragon slams into the beast, forcing a spray of ichor as the wolf goes airborne. The alpha's fury peaks as it lunges. The saved guard trembles, thanking Su for snatching him from death's grip. "Move, run," Su yells, but a massive jagged claw pierces the guard's chest before he can even blink. The alpha retracts its bloody talon, leaving a lifeless corpse. Heng's eyes widen in absolute cold-blooded shock. Rage boils over. Earth Spear sacrifice. The dragon's stomp shatters the terrain, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. System alert. The wolf triggers Shadow Assault. A violent detonation of dark energy erupts, consuming everything in sight. Now's our chance. Heng orders Huang to unleash hell since the wolf is finally clear of the convoy. Huang locks on and unloads. The alpha tries to weave, but it's already too slow for what's coming next. The dragon clamps its jaws onto the beast. Su predicted the escape, commanding his pet to paralyze it with fear. Mid-flight, the dragon unleashes Dragon Power 1, delivering a final crushing blow that ends the alpha forever. As they trek through the peaks, Huang notices Heng's silence. "Yo, you alright? You look pretty beat up inside." Heng sighs, wishing he'd been faster. Huang reminds him that normally a disaster this big would require an army. Reinforcements wouldn't even be sent for a threat this massive. Without him, it would have been a total massacre. Death tolls would have doubled without his intervention. Wong rolls up his sleeve, revealing a battle-hardened scar. He reveals the scar came from his debut plantation skirmish, a desperate struggle where the odds were stacked against them. That carnage dwarfed this skirmish, leaving over 50 casualties and reducing their heavy armored transport to a pile of twisted scrap metal. A lethal adult-tier golden-backed steel arm ape caused the devastation, literally grinding the crew into shredded remains with its raw power. Ultimately, their legendary senior brother, then the Northern Front's commander-in-chief, descended like a savior to pull them from the brink. He personally executed the beast, ending the nightmare. Now he offers a flask promising a few swigs will drown the bitter memories. Accepting the drink with a nod, the protagonist understands the weight of survival. Huang sighs, noting such tragedies are simply unavoidable. In these harsh settlements, commoners drift like rootless duckweed, vulnerable to every passing storm of fate. In this world, no one can promise that tonight's sleep won't be their last before the morning sun rises. Only by ascending to his level can they seize the power to dictate their own destiny. Su urges them to stop overthinking. He calls for a feast, and Huang jokingly vows to eat their fill until that brat is completely worn out. This plantation siege marks Heng's first true taste of mass slaughter, yet he stands firm with the heart of a warrior. Following a moment of silent grief, the harsh truth hits absolute strength, is the only shield against this cruel world. To protect his allies in this chaos, he must evolve. Over the next month, the protagonist dives into grueling special training. He and his beast partner master the ancient dragon cannon cultivation, achieving results that are nothing short of legendary. While skyrocketing in size, the serpent dragon lizard's mastery over its triple elemental energies reaches a terrifyingly precise level. New skills awaken in rapid succession, each one packing several times the destructive force of his previous abilities. As Su grinds through training, a familiar face appears at watch post number 1. Ling makes a grand entrance riding a lion. After a long hiatus, Ling returns. Heng is vibing with the lion's aesthetic, wondering if the beast possesses a mount attribute. Ling dismounts, mentioning he heard whispers about Su's recent heroics during the intense plantation support mission. His combat prowess was top tier. Apparently, the commander was so impressed he filed a formal report specifically praising Su's performance. He's definitely teacher's star pupil. Curiously, the protagonist asks if the monthly assessment his master promised is finally happening. Shocked that a whole month has vanished, he questions the timing. Ling just laughs, asking if he's really counting. Ling shrugs, saying no one's actually keeping score. He just happened to find a gap in his busy schedule. He's visiting now to dodge the teacher's nagging before his schedule inevitably becomes absolute chaos again. He tells Su to summon the serpent dragon for a sparring session, leaving the small talk for later. Su complies immediately. The dragon's massive size leaves Ling floored. Stunned by its explosive growth, he wonders if the cultivation formula is actually flawless. Heng dismisses the idea, insisting he strictly followed the master's standard G-Men cultivation method without any shortcuts. Perhaps the little lizard is just built different. Satisfied, he tells him to unsummon the beast. Further testing is clearly unnecessary. Ling reveals that per their master's grand design, they've officially reached a crucial training milestone. With the serpent dragon hitting its mid-growth phase, their grueling Northern Front assignment is finally coming to a close. It's time to gear up and head back to the main castle for an audience with their master. Surprised, the protagonist asks if it's really time. His squad behind him echoed the shock, unable to believe he's leaving. They claim they'll lose sleep over his departure. The blonde raises an eyebrow, questioning if they're actually being serious. Seeing the high spirits, she playfully suggests letting the little lizard join them for one final chaotic race. Su vibes with the energy, agreeing that everyone definitely seems to be in a fantastic mood today. He challenges them to race the lizard. Huang gets nervous, asking why Su is staring him down like that. When he mentions Awan's restlessness, Heng smirks. No one is escaping this workout. Everyone's running with the beast today. Morning arrives at the Dark Lamp training hall, finding our protagonist collapsed and utterly drained on the cold floor. Gasping that he's hit his limit, he's watched by Lin Fu, the Fortress Master's elite disciple and most loyal steward. Lin Fu notes he survived the bombardment impressively well. The Master was right, this kid definitely doesn't slack off. He informs the Master that while Su lacks the senior sister's raw talent, his sheer persistence makes him a formidable disciple. Zhou is stunned that the training wrapped in just 30 days, officially declaring the mission a massive success. When asked if the grind was too brutal, Su simply shakes his head, claiming it wasn't difficult at all. He realizes that through this hellish regime, he can actually feel himself evolving with every heartbeat and challenge. This rapid growth beats wasting 3 long years just waiting for a single beast egg to finally hatch. He scoffs at the idea of struggle. To him, the progress is undeniable. Evolving this dragon has shattered every expectation Zhou ever had. He admits, his faith in our hero's destiny is peaking. Heng curiously asks about the path ahead. Will they hit the watchpost's edge? The Fortress Master shakes his head. A deadlier challenge awaits the 6 territories duel happening in just 30 days. 6 major factions clash annually for a shot at the legendary Blood Forest ruins. It's labeled a duel, but the real prize is the right to explore. Is all this blood and sweat truly worth exploring some dusty old ruins? Are there no ruins closer to home? Zhou reveals, these ruins are unique. Forget basic wilderness junk. The Blood Forest is shielded by something ancient. An invisible energy wall blocks all trespassers. Inside, a monstrous race lies in wait. The zone is ruled by a terrifying titan. Long ago, the factions united. A brutal war ended in a shaky truce. Under the weight of combined power, the beast agreed to let 3 elite masters enter its domain each year. That's how the duel was born. Su realizes how massive this opportunity is. Can he survive the cutthroat competition? Does his current power even stand a chance? Zhou offers comfort. Only the outer fringe is open to human eyes anyway. The inner sanctum remains locked. For a rookie, even the crumbs are treasure. True elites ignore it, but Heng is fired up. He'll seize that slot. That's the fire. 4 other warriors join him tomorrow for the first meeting. After introductions, the real hellish training begins for the entire squad. Where's the battlefield? The Fortress Master drops the name, the Grizzly Forest. Deep south lies a sprawling abyss of shadow, known as the Black Forest. Grizzlies rule this land. Countless wild beasts prowl the southern wastes. These 4-meter titans weigh tons. Luckily, they can't tap into energy. Yet. They aren't top-tier threats, but genetic anomalies do happen in the wild. Legendary evolved grizzlies emerge monsters that even pro-trainers fear to face. These beasts silence crying babies. Su wonders if this place is strictly off-limits. You'll see soon enough. For now, go home and recover your strength. Hank's fund of 250,000 steel credits is bleeding dry. The watch post budget is toast. The next payout is weeks away. To keep the dragon growing, food supplies cannot falter for a second. Handouts won't cut it anymore. It's time for some serious side hustling. Trainers have options. Healers can rake in cash by patching up wounds. Plant masters earn bank by boosting harvest yields on massive farms. Water and electric types find work easily at the local resource hub. But with the ancestral dragon manual, a far more lucrative path exists. The Black Lantern market is chaotic. Merchants scream over the latest loot. Discounts fly everywhere as steel credits swap hands. Our hero browses the stalls. His manual finds nothing until a shady merchant grabs the crowd's attention. He's buying dense black fat. The offer top-tier credits for long-term supply. Sue slams credits down. Do you really buy that fat? The merchant nods. The old man squints. Do you have some hang? Shakes his head. What's that stuff for anyway? None of your business, kid. Just sell it. Beat it. Our hero quickly starts crunching numbers on the potential profits. He calculates that 1 liter nets 83,000 steel credits. Selling this viscous black oil is a literal gold mine. This overpriced grease is his ticket to wealth. Following the ancient dragon manual's cryptic blueprints, his path is set. He blends octopus, slime, oak resin, and fusion agent at a precise 3:1:2 ratio for the perfect catalyst. Intense heat forges the components into refined black fat. The manual warns that the source trees are long gone. Though the natural trees vanished ages ago, this rare substance still circulates within the elite Black Lantern markets. If he secures the fusion agent, this operation will become his personal money-printing machine for the foreseeable future. Elsewhere, Sue signals his dragon pet. With 2 heavy stomps, the forge roars to life, radiating immense heat. Heng meticulously stirs the brew while the beast maintains the flame. Meanwhile, the Black Lantern market's power looms. Hidden among 13 sectors lies the dangerous Bioenergy Research Department, a shadowy branch obsessed with exotic energy sources. Their mission? Deconstruct eldritch beasts and strange fuels. 3 massive institutes serve as the core of this operation. These institutes are definitely the ones hunting for bulk shipments of black fat. Our hero starts plotting. Flooding the trade routes with this liquid gold would bring millions, but a massive payday carries even bigger risks. He must shield the manual's forbidden secrets at all costs. Since the source trees are basically legendary relics now, growth is slow and monsters eat the leaves. Tall trees are non-existent in the wild. Anything over a meter is a miracle. Suddenly dumping bulk supplies into the market would scream suspicious to authorities. High-ranking officials would pounce on the mystery instantly. His safest bet? A quiet deal in a dark corner. He needs a shady merchant to buy the lot at a discount, so he can vanish. Up ahead, a trader appears. Inside, he slams 30 liters of serum down. The price, 2.5 million steel credits. Take it or leave. He demands to know if they can cover the cost. The merchant nods, eyes narrowing with greedy, prying curiosity. Heng flashes a cold blade, silencing the man instantly. Shaking, the clerk agrees that some secrets are best kept buried. The door bangs shut as our hero exits, heavy pockets jingling. Spending this massive haul right now would be suicide. He heads toward the inner fortress to quietly trade for serpent dragon lizard supplies instead. He'll lay low until the heat dies down. Plus, it's finally time to link up with his squad for training. Across town, a voice whispers about Sue. They were once classmates in the same grueling special training program. Back then, Sue was a complete nobody, with 0 tamer talent. That's the verdict from a guy named Wang Shun. He's shocked that the prestigious castle lord personally handpicked this loser to be his star disciple. Talk about luck. This windfall is straight-up legendary. Luo Chong agrees, noting that Sue's luck is truly off the charts. The lord even wants this rookie to lead the upcoming duel. Lena scoffs, remembering how brutal last year's rankings were. 4th place wasn't enough for the secret realm last year. The standards are just that insane. No one dares question the lord. His word is law, and defying him is pure madness. Even the instructors bow to his will. They all know Heng, but their original impressions were dead wrong. He's packing heat with a serpent dragon lizard. Nobody else in this room even owns a high-tier dangerous species. That power gap alone speaks volumes. Suddenly, an elder interrupts, announcing that the castle lord has business elsewhere. The lord won't be joining them today. Instead, the rest of the squad has finally arrived to start the meeting. Heng needs to get acquainted with his unit. The elder encourages the 5 of them to break the ice immediately. He exits to let the Gen Z energy flow freely. The group stands respectfully, bidding the old man a safe journey. The door clicks shut. Wang acknowledges the captain's arrival, while Lena reminds everyone who's really in charge. Heng senses a thick tension in the air. A girl named Lin Yushin steps forward, boasting a year of experience. This official tamer commands 2 beasts, a mid-tier phantom flower tiger and another lethal companion at her side. She also has a mid-tier electric-tailed swallow. Now it's Sue's turn to face the music. He's only been a tamer for 2 months, yet he's already official and wields a high-level beast. His serpent dragon lizard is still growing, but the power is undeniable. Luo is completely blown away. Going pro in 2 months with a legendary predator is unheard of. It's a total flex. Heng admits he's been outclassed. But Kong isn't backing down. He's itching to see some real raw power. Eager to test his limits, Kong summons his own powerhouse, the red-scaled beast. Let the games begin. Luo questions the hero's nerves. Compared to this monster, even a serpent dragon lizard looks weak. Without the ancient dragon code, victory is impossible. He needs to dominate or find a weaker target. He has been observing for long enough. If he can't crush him, he's basically just dead weight. That beast is a high-level threat. He warns him to back off before things get ugly. Chong barks a warning. This is the Lord's territory, and the consequences for trouble will be lethal. Lena promises the Lord won't interfere, but the guards, they won't hesitate to draw their blades. Summoning monsters inside these walls is suicide. Su prays they don't meet in the upcoming arena duel. A month remains. Luo mocks their failure to unite and defend Lena's honor among the Black Lanterns. As shadows gather, Heng concludes that having unreliable allies is a liability he can't afford. Our hero exits cool as ice. There will be plenty of chances to settle the score later. The door thuds shut. Luo's blood boils, but Wang tells him to stay patient. Revenge is coming. Su retreats upstairs, focused on the master's orders. Tomorrow, the perilous bear forest awaits them all. The teacher will put those doubtful teammates to the test. It's time to see who actually belongs. This grueling training is the only way he'll return as a leader capable of commanding respect. Morning light hits Heng's estate. A sudden knock interrupts the silence. A mysterious young man has arrived. It's the Black Lantern War Chief, Zhang Chong. He steps inside as the air grows heavy. Unrolling a map, Zhang marks a mid-sized Black Lantern outpost. This is where the carnage begins. On the bare forest's edge, Ermit sits in a direct line from the enemy's hidden base. Only half the route is paved. The rest is a broken, dangerous path through the wild. 150 kilometers of pure hell. Between the beasts and the terrain, with dangers ahead, the protagonist predicts a 48-hour journey to reach their destination. Preparation is key. Chung checks for any doubts, but Su's cold silence speaks volumes. Orders are given, move out immediately. Their transport cuts through the forest toward the hub. The gray wilderness looms ahead, a massive expanse swallowing Rivet Town and Grizzly Grove. Dozens of hubs dot the map, surrounded by countless smaller camps and desperate refugee shelters. Navigating the wasteland, Chung finally signals a halt. This is the spot, stay put. They will bunk here tonight before pushing forward. High above, a man named Shanam greets them. He is the Drew Prefecture's deputy mayor, questioning if they arrived from the Black Lantern. Chung reports in as leader of the Black Lantern's 5th Tactical Group 1st Squadron, 3rd Detachment requesting entry for repairs. Static crackles as the radio demands the security code. Code confirmed. The massive gates groan open as Chanam welcomes the weary travelers personally. Feeling optimistic, Chung highlights their VIP guests and demands top-tier lodging for the group. The mayor smirks at his enthusiasm, ushering them inside. Meanwhile, in another corner of the city, beast-taming supplies are ready for Su. Chung assigns Chen Han to oversee the operation. With a flick of his ring, Su summons the dragon. Feed time. Onlookers gape in disbelief. Chen quips that Su didn't even need to unbox the goods before the beast reacted. It looks ready to swallow the crate whole. The dragon lunges, devouring everything in a blur. Silence falls as the crowd stares. Han notes that Chanam isn't like the gloomy Black Lantern. No curfews here, the nightlife is electric. Most soldiers stationed in Chanam know how to party. They hit the mountainside bars to unwind. Han invites Su, but the protagonist stays focused. Su declines the party, requesting a local guide instead to scout the urban landscape. A soft knock echoes. A young girl stands there offering her services as a guide. She overheard their talk and arrived with a gift from Grandpa Andrew, a local specialty. Chen identifies her as the mayor's granddaughter. For a tour guide, you won't find better. Lena beams with excitement. Chanam's aesthetic is unlike anything they have seen, truly one of a kind. Forget Black Lantern's gloom. Here, sharp triangular roofs and geometric designs dominate the skyline. The buildings pop with depth. Tradition dictates that every home must sport a striking painted exterior. Deep blacks and earthy browns cover the town. Lena points out hundreds of unique shops nearby. The city clings to the mountain. At the peak sits a rugged fortress of stone. That ancient stronghold is the heart of Chanam, serving as the current seat of power. Lena reveals tonight's main event, a brutal beast duel at the Colosseum. Is Su interested? Su inquires about the arena. Lena explains that locals frequently trap wild monsters for sport. The arena stages bloodthirsty shows for the crowds. Even in death, the creatures serve a purpose. Fallen beasts are butchered to feed the town. But today, the stakes are even higher. A mysterious new creature has been entered to clash against a ferocious adult tiger. Fans are swarming. Su knows tigers are common, yet their raw aggression is legendary. Watching this predator might be the secret to evolving his own little lizard companion. He decides to go. The clerk hands over tickets cheekily, asking Lena about her new boyfriend. Lena snaps, ignoring the gossip about the handsome stranger as she pushes through the crowd. They rush inside. Lena is clearly a local celeb, drawing waves and invites from everyone. She politely declines, keeping her focus on Sue. Han realizes she is quite a big deal. An older man greets his niece, surprised to see her. Lena warmly calls him uncle. She demands the Coliseum's VIP booth for her guest or grandpa will hear about it. The man spots Sue's master ring. He instantly realizes he is dealing with a heavy hitter. Offending this man is not an option. He bows, welcoming the master to the arena. Pleased to meet you, our hero smirks. Suddenly, a deafening roar shakes the entire stadium. The host's voice booms, the beast brawl is finally starting. The crowd goes absolutely feral with excitement. She reveals today's main attraction, a massive, 3-meter-long wild tiger captured by the city guard. This 600-kilogram monster prowls out. Fans whisper that Chinam's legendary hunter Saizi trapped it. This apex predator is in peak condition, radiating pure, unadulterated bloodlust. A true killing machine. Let the bloodbath begin, someone screams, and the bloodthirsty fans join the chant. Even Lena is hyped. The host signals for silence to introduce today's mysterious underdog. She admits this weird little guy was an accidental catch, a wild card meant to shock them all. A cage hits the sand. Inside, the tiny creature looks totally lost and dazed. The tiger lunges and the little guy scrambles up the bars for dear life. The stadium erupts in laughter. Nobody's ever seen a beast flee with such panic. But our hero narrows his eyes. Is it really that? The tiger snaps its jaws and strikes. Terrified, the little furball dodges, barely keeping its head. The chase is on. But wait, the crowd notices the little guy is actually outrunning the tiger. What is that thing, Mom? A kid asks as everyone stares at the unexpected speedster. Sue recalls the ancient dragon code. Among the world's most dangerous creatures, 4 stand alone. These are the legendary 4 gods of rumor, beasts of incredible mythic power. They are known as Mystery, Enigma, Miracle, and the ultimate tier myth. That insane agility isn't normal. Seeing the golden seal on its forehead, Sue realizes the truth. This round little furball is no joke. It's a member of the mystical treasure hunter race. They aren't aggressive, but they possess a god-tier ability to sniff out legendary treasures. These creatures only haunt high-level ruins, serving as living compasses to hidden realms. Our hero can't let this golden opportunity slip away. He has to buy this little guy. Lena shakes her head. The Coliseum's owner, Rio Lad, considers every beast his personal fortune. We need to speak with him, Heng insists, determined to save the creature. A guard warns them it's useless. No one breaks the Coliseum's sacred ironclad rules. Friendship doesn't matter here. The law of the arena is absolute and unforgiving. The fight only ends when one side is broken, bleeding, or dead. There's no middle ground. Lena offers 8,000 grams of steel, doubling the price, but the guard won't budge. It's not about the money. Old Lad has a reputation to keep and thousands of bets on the line. Even her own father never dared to disrupt the arena's flow. The show must go on. Sue intervenes. You're letting a legendary species be slaughtered for entertainment. He warns the man that losing such a rare beast would be a massive mistake. The man looks conflicted, but stays firm on the rules. That's when our hero steps in. I have a plan, he says. Suddenly, an announcement blares. The beast fight is being terminated. The crowd boos, feeling cheated out of their blood sport. They want their money back. The host calms them with a crazy offer, triple refunds for everyone, and all bets returned. Plus, an even better show, a direct duel between the tiger and a new challenger, Sue. The arena explodes, a human versus beast showdown. It's been years since the last one. The tiger roars and charges. The crowd gasps, thinking our hero is about to be dinner. Lena watches breathlessly. Heng raises his hand, and the air itself begins to crackle. A dragon manifests. The stadium falls into a dead silence before erupting in pure shock. A real dragon in Chinam, they shout. This is worth 10 times the ticket price. The administrator is floored. Someone this young taming a dragon. He's lucky he was polite earlier. The dragon towers over the tiger, its eyes glowing with ancient, terrifying authority. Down boy, our hero commands. The dragon's aura explodes, crushing everything in its path. The tiger holds a sign begging for mercy, practically screaming that this whole situation is a total scam. Suddenly, that little blur zips past again. Sue notes the childlike frame, but the speed, absolutely insane. It looks like a mere fledgling, but those lightning-fast reflexes prove this thing belongs to a legendary, mysterious race. He commands his beast to strike. The dragon lunges toward the small creature with lethal, predatory intent. Heng triggers the second stage enlightenment. As the haze clears, the dragon reveals its terrifying massive jaws. Razor-sharp claws slash through the air, but the little guy is a ghost dodging with impossible agility. Sue orders the second shockwave. The dragon erupts with a violent, chaotic power that defies all logic. Fear grips the crowd. They wonder if such overwhelming raw strength can truly belong to a mere tamer. Rumors fly that if he loses control, this beast could wipe the entire city off the map. While the creature trembles in pure terror, the dragon snatches him up and delivers him to his master. In the manager's office, the admin is floored. Controlling such a lethal beast at this age, simply unheard of. Sue plays it cool, asking for forgiveness, while secretly dying to know how they caught such a speedster. He admits his curiosity, wondering how they managed to trap a creature that moves like a lightning bolt. The man explains that, as a Black Lantern vassal, Chenam isn't just a strategic outpost, it's a wine paradise. It was Chenam's legendary vintage that first caught the castle's eye, securing its status as a vital vassal. That famous wine is the only reason the Black Lantern Castle even bothered with this territory. The one who caught the brat was Old Cumin, the master brewer. This little thief was a menace. The little guy raided the cellar, repeatedly trashing barrels of 30-year-old vintage wine meant for the High Lord. Old Cumin and his crew stood guard for a week. Just as they gave up, they found the culprit. They discovered the little thief passed out drunk inside a wine barrel and promptly sold him off. Hang finally gets it. This treasure-hunting species is born with divine instincts, but this one, purely a lightweight. Imagine having the power to sense destiny, only to get defeated by a barrel of booze. What a fumble. Outside the villa, the protagonist thanks the girl, promising he won't forget this massive favor she did him. Lena brushes it off with a smile. Since he's traveling tomorrow, she insists he get some much-needed sleep. Sue agrees, planning to update Chen and the crew before bringing back some epic loot from Highland. Back in his room, Hang stares at the caged creature. What's with the attitude, he asks the little guy. He reminds the beast that without his intervention at the Colosseum, its life would have ended very badly. The little creature's eyes well up with tears as the weight of the situation finally sinks in. Sue notices the cage bars are surprisingly thin. For a treasure hunter, these should be like toothpicks. A dragon serpent would have shattered this cage instantly, proving this mysterious species has zero combat aggression. Now comes the hard part, building a bond. But the ancient dragon code is useless for this creature. The legendary manual says nothing about its preferences. Fine, Sue mutters. We'll try the starvation method first. Suddenly, his ring pulses with light. In all the treasure hunter drama, he completely forgot the dragon's dinner. He realizes his main partner is probably starving while he's been busy with the new guy. He starts prepping a special meal, and the little treasure hunter's eyes light up with pure hunger. As Sue stirs the food, the little guy watches every movement like it's the most interesting thing ever. If the dragon devours this triple-portioned meal, it should hit the spirit formation stage by tomorrow night. The little guy is practically drooling. The dragon is summoned and immediately locks onto the feast. The dragon starts inhaling the food, leaving the treasure hunter watching in absolute soul-crushing despair. You want to taste too, Sue asks, scooping up a small portion to see if he'll bite. The little guy dives in eagerly. Surprisingly, he actually loves the dragon serpent's high-grade monster food. He finishes the plate in seconds, looking up for more, but the dragon has already cleared the table. When the little guy reaches for seconds, he finds absolutely nothing left but a clean bowl. Sue realizes he'll have to cut the dragon's rations slightly to keep the little treasure hunter fed. The dragon looks annoyed, but Hang insists, "You're the big brother now. Learn to share with your sibling." Lena makes her exit early. By the following dawn, our hero offers his farewells and sets his sights on Rivet Town. This mid-tier hub is a massive upgrade, completely overshadowing the smaller settlement of Chanam. The city boasts a tangent-sized smeltery, relentlessly forging iron, copper, and aluminum for the realm. Yet according to Jung, dark whispers and hidden agendas link Rivet Town to the perilous grizzly bear forest. Bound by a strict code of silence, Jung holds his tongue, forcing Hank to wait for the truth until they arrive. Upon entering, the sheer industrial weight of the town hits Hank the air thick with the acrid stench of fire. Smog from coal and molten steel chokes the sky. Jung fast-tracks him to the high-level council at the city's core. Finally, the veil is lifted. Hank discovers that Rivet City is a teeming hive home to thousands of inhabitants. 150 armed guards stand watch. Officially, it claims to be a sovereign mid-sized territory. In reality, it's a mere puppet state of the Black Lanterns, serving as their primary source of metal and food. The vital minerals are buried deep within the grizzly bear forest, a territory far too lethal for any normal person. Hank is visibly shaken when he learns the terrifying secret behind how the city extracts its vast wealth. The entire forest is the professor's playground, ruled by one of his most loyal and monstrous pets. This creature exerts a psychic grip, commanding every single bear within the woods, like a loyal army. Standing in the council hall, Hank realizes he vastly underestimated the professor's sheer terrifying reach. The man's influence is a bottomless pit of dread. The committee reveals even more chilling details. 4 elite beast tamers currently occupy the forest, led by a legendary near-professional veteran master. These warriors hail from Black Lantern Castle, and each one possesses skills far beyond a high-grade tamer. While the Black Lanterns exert their pressure outside, the dragon rests quietly within the safety of the room. Watching the creature, Hank knows that to a tamer, a rare pet is more intoxicating than gold or glory. It represents ultimate status. He knows it would be pure suicide to hope the forest tamers show any mercy. If they spot his treasure-hunting beast, they will seize it. Hank turns to the little guy with a serious question. He offers a true partnership. The little beast just mocks him with a tongue poke, making Hank drop the subject. "Fine food first," he mutters. The dragon bolts awake instantly, and Hank wonders what these two are planning. He orders a silent meal for the group. Haunted by the news of the 4 elite tamers, Hank hesitates. Instead of rushing into the woods as planned, our protagonist decides to lay low in Rivet Town for 3 days. His goal is clear: he must forge a spiritual bond with the treasure hunter to ensure total synchronization, but the task proves brutal. Every time Hank attempts to bridge their souls, he hits a wall. The beast's stubborn consciousness violently repels him. Even the ancient dragon code offers no clues for success. With no guides to follow, Hank tries a desperate bluff, questioning if the little guy is even a real treasure hunter. He challenges the beast to a hunt right now, but the creature isn't falling for his simple tricks. Hank mocks its abilities, joking that it spent the entire morning just chasing butterflies and acting confused. Since it seems worthless, he teasingly suggests feeding the little creature to his dragon instead. Incensed, the beast flares with hidden energy. Hank stops. Has it actually picked up a scent? The creature points a tiny finger. Hank follows its gaze, asking if it truly sensed a treasure's aura. From that specific direction, the beast tilts its head, leaving our hero wondering if this is a genuine breakthrough. Feeling a strange ripple of power within his own body, Hank smirks and pretends he's too lazy to move. He calls the lead a fake, claiming he'd rather just go home and prepare a meal for his dragon serpent. The little guy points more aggressively. Hank grins. Is this treasure really worth all this fuss? He questions why he should even help. The beast's mood plummets, so Hank finally agrees to play the hero. But there is one condition. The creature instantly panics, fearing it's about to be sold into literal slavery. Hank calms its fears, explaining he only wants a soul connection for teamwork, not a master-slave dynamic. Understanding the deal, they bump fists. Hank knows a true spiritual bond can't be rushed in a single night. It will require immense effort to perfect. Regardless, they are now a team ready to face the unknown. Hank reflects that a deep soul link isn't built instantly, even when both sides finally agree to the pact. Winning a soul bond is light years ahead of simple rejection. If the other side stops resisting, the connection snaps into place like clockwork. Elsewhere, an attendant slides over a vial, confirming the spiritual harmony contract is sealed. Sue enters the room, met by a skeptical look. The clerk offers a special drink, but Sue is just browsing. This clearly grinds the man's gears. Wondering who hits a bar at high noon just to window shop, he whispers to some regulars that Sue looks like a shady mercenary, or maybe a soldier playing dress-up. He wonders if they should interrogate him. Is he a treasure hunter or just a bottom feeder? Sue scans the dusty relics until his heart stops. This has to be a dream. It is the legendary transformation color stone from the ancient dragon code. A tamer's path is a brutal grind, and the evolution materials required are insane. But these stones, they are the holy grail for top-tier dragons seeking to evolve and ascend. He never imagined he'd stumble upon something he barely dared to hope for. His treasure-hunting beast is a literal cheat code. The attendant snaps Sue out of his daze, barking to know if he's a paying customer or a troublemaker. Sue asks for a price. The man scoffs, calling it a landscaping rock. The boss found it in some wasteland ruins. But the big shots called it useless junk, pretty to look at, but ultimately garbage. It was kept as decoration, mostly because admitting it was trash would ruin the shop's vibe. The clerk claims it's priceless and mocks Sue, telling him he couldn't afford it anyway. Name your price, Sue says coldly. 10,000. Sue drops the cash without blinking. The attendant stands stunned while Sue pays the full amount, skipping the discount entirely. But Sue demands they remit the tax to the committee. Suddenly, the clerk spots the master ring. His face turns white as he begs for forgiveness. A master ring holder is in his shop. The tone shifts instantly. The stone must be delivered and the price negotiable. He admits the real value is just 1 gram of gold. Sue warns him tamers risk their lives to protect humanity, not to be scammed by vultures. The staff can only nod in terror. Subjugating a pet usually goes one of 2 ways. Either a god-tier controller crushes a weakling, or the pet itself chooses its master. Right now, this little beast is all in. To seal the deal in Rivet Town, Sue played the long game. He became a treasure-hunting partner, a gourmet chef, and even a mother figure, reading bedtime stories to the little guy. The cake was the final piece of the puzzle, promising the beast a future where legendary treasures pile up like mountains. Now the beast sees him as a literal angel begging to be taken away. But Sue is playing God. To accelerate their bond, he needs a little motivation. He calls it speed training, reserving time at the private training field every single day to let his dragon serpent exercise the poor beast. The dragon charges, eyes glowing red. When the little one is pushed to its absolute limit, Sue swoops in to stop the carnage. He appears like a savior, shielding the treasure hunter from the dragon's violence. Sue scolds the dragon, pretending to protect the little guy and demanding it be gentler. The dragon just plays along, being rescued from certain doom, seals the beast's trust and gratitude forever. Su tells the little guy not to cry. Close your eyes and obey me, he commands. The plan has worked perfectly. On the edge of the grizzly bear forest, a vehicle screeches to a halt. Crossing this river means leaving the safety of the outer zone behind. They are entering the inner forest now. The real hunt is about to begin. Exhaustion weighed heavy on Su Heng. Suddenly, a lethal presence descended from the shadows. Astride a red flame tiger, a crimson-haired woman identified him. She was Hee-ju. The grizzly forest's head tamer welcomed her new junior. Su Heng respectfully returned the greeting. Hee-ju leapt down, confirming the castle lord had already briefed her on his arrival. He was slated for 1 month of hellish training. She expected him much sooner. Su Heng apologized for the delay, citing several unforeseen and dangerous detours. Hee-ju dismissed the guards who worried if the cargo was safe in this wilderness. Touching her necklace, she summoned a silver-backed, iron-armed monkey from the ether. Su Heng recognized the beast, a purebred apex predator of a truly terrifying lineage. Hee-ju noted its hidden power, ordering the beast to haul the gear to camp. She offered a ride, but Su Heng summoned his own companion, sparking her surprise. The professor's student didn't disappoint. His first pact was already an S-tier threat. But riding wasn't fighting. She wanted to see if he possessed true combat grit. Their opponent had been playing possum, a cunning ruse to lower their guard. This bear's unique skill boosted its stats instantly, making it a nightmare for any dragon. Jen suggested calling it quits, but Su Heng refused to doubt his pet's resolve. He chose total trust. Meanwhile, the bear's rage reached a violent boiling point. It charged like a freight train. The dragon scrambled, but the beast was lightning fast. Jen panicked. At this velocity, the dragon wouldn't survive the impending brutal collision. As the bear pounced, the dragon swung its tail, activating the stubborn stone phase. A massive shockwave erupted, sending the bear tumbling into the dirt, completely neutralized. The beast lay broken. Lin mocked the foolish bear, surprised by its reckless defeat. Su Heng credited luck, while Jen warned that his spiritual energy was almost depleted. Stranded in a tree, Su Heng watched as Lin whistled for his massive aerial mount. An eagle snatched Su Heng, dropping him safely. Jen praised his rigorous training efforts. The fight was impressive. Lin then summoned the lotus hat to handle the aftermath. A mystical plant pet rooted itself, channeling nature's energy to mend the fallen beast. Healing the loser was the law. Otherwise, the entire pack would hunt them down. Su Heng offered his thanks. Slowly, the wounded bear began to regain consciousness. Finding itself surrounded, the bear snarled, but Lin declared the match officially over. A rematch required another energy fruit as tribute. Beaten, the bear slunk away. Perplexed, Su Heng followed Jen's lead. Some lessons had to be seen to be believed. They trailed the bear to a glowing tree, where it offered a drool-covered fruit. The dragon accepted the prize. Lin explained these bears guarded the forest's treasures. These rare energy fruits grew only at the heart of their sacred guarded territories. Su Heng stared at the tiny prize, finding it much smaller than legends suggested. He wondered how to use it. Jen told him the answer was simple. It had to be eaten immediately. Once picked, its essence would vanish within minutes. Without a stasis field, it was now or never. Su Heng gestured to his pet. Recalling the bear's saliva, the dragon looked disgusted. Su Heng urged it to focus. He asked for water to clean it. Jen laughed at the picky dragon's antics. Lin washed the fruit clean, and Su Heng finally ordered his companion to eat. The dragon gulped it down. Jen warned him to brace for the coming surge. They had to move the moment the energy peaked to avoid wasting the essence. As Lin summoned his heavy hitters, Su Heng prepared for the next intense phase. Heng realizes absorbing that bear energy fruit is brutal, grateful they kept watch over him. Lin notes these fruits can technically be stored, but they usually spoil before reaching the base. You have to consume them right here in the wild. Without a guardian, you are basically predator bait. Your only hope is hiding in caves or hollow trees. He is confident he will adapt to this grind. After a few rounds, the dragon enters the magic circle's core, awaiting our hero's fateful command. Jen warns that this fruit's raw energy will forcibly mutate his cells at a terrifying supernatural pace. It is a massive shock to the system. After all, these bear fruits are notoriously aggressive. Suddenly, the dragon begins radiating a wave of pure, overwhelming power. 13 days in, and since that first bite, its size has been skyrocketing like crazy. It is hitting the growth limit with strength and stamina, now reaching absolute peak levels. It is no longer weak, it is a beast. Since arriving, it has devoured nearly 9 bear fruits. This dragon has a knack for picking fights, leaving Lin completely stunned by its success. It threw hands with 20 bears in 3 days, winning half of those bloody encounters. While the first win was pure luck, the secret sauce is actually the hero, his treasure-hunting companion. Almost every bear it hunted had already been scouted out by the professional treasure hunters. That is why Jen only scored 1 fruit while the dragon snatched up 8 in record time. Lin still cannot crack this mystery. Suddenly, the dragon lets out a deafening, earth-shaking roar. Does it smell that same bear again? the one with the unique talent from day one. The dragon confirms and Sue pushes them to investigate. Crouched in the brush, Hang spots a clash. An armored wolf, a dangerous mid-tier species that usually lurks in dark mines or deep caves. Here it must be a tamed pet. Nearby, a shadowy tamer scoffs that the bear is fodder. He commands his armored wolf to charge forward and erase the beast from existence. This wolf is a tank with zero weaknesses. It is a high-threat special species through and through. It is even deadlier than Joe's red flame tiger maintained in its absolute prime, ready for slaughter. It strikes like a meteor, flattening the bear instantly. Sue is left speechless by the sheer speed. Brother Huang warned that Black Lantern Castle has held this wild frontier for a full century. When you build an empire, enemies will always emerge from the shadows to challenge you. This hostile faction utilizes these armored wolves to exert their dominance in the wilderness. They rule the wolf territories just like the castle controls this grisly forest, though on a smaller scale. Their presence here can only mean one thing: they are after those precious bear energy fruits. Sue wonders how they will keep them fresh, as even the castle lacks this forbidden harvesting knowledge. The masked tamer pulls out a syringe, injecting a mysterious glowing fluid into the fruit's core. Hang watches in confusion as the tamer continues the ritual, unaware a scout beast circles above. A sudden noise irritates the tamer. He growls, realizing a little rat has been spying on him. He leaps onto his beast to give chase. Moments later, the dragon is flying for its life. With Sue clinging on, Hang realizes this guy is an elite tamer who successfully infiltrated the forest. He bypassed every security measure without being detected. This is not just any common poacher. This guy is high tier. Hang grabs his radio to call for backup, desperate for any help. But the battery is dead. Sue curses his own carelessness for getting way too comfortable here. Hiding behind his master's name made him soft. Now he must survive long enough to report this. Hang pushes his energy to the limit, forcing his pet to accelerate through the dense canopy. The tamer refuses to let up, ordering his wolf to trigger its awakening skill and end them. Erase the rat. The wolf halts, unleashing its terrifying awakening devil attack, the Shadow Strike. It blurs forward, closing the gap instantly. Our hero's instincts scream as he reacts. He orders a level 2 devil counterattack, diving deeper into the thickest part of the woods. Sue realizes level 2 speed lacks the insane burst of a Shadow Strike, but it maneuvers better, perfect for baiting reckless enemies. He'll bait them into the brush and maybe drag that senior brother into the fire. The wolf pulverizes trees with raw power, leaving the tamer frustrated by Sue's agility. Summoning an electric beast, the tamer mounts up and orders a lethal pursuit. The tiger lunges with terrifying speed. Sue dodges, but barely escapes a lethal scratch. Hang recognizes the beast instantly. It's the rare and deadly lightning light tiger. At this rate, they won't just be caught, they'll be ripped to pieces. Thinking fast, Sue commands the treasure beast to guide them toward the bear leader's territory. With a quick nod, the guide points the way and the dragon guns it. Sue isn't just running. He triggers an earth spear sacrifice to counterattack mid-retreat. Stone walls rise, but the tamer's ring glows, commanding his beast to smash through. The wolf obliterates the barrier, and the tamer sneers at Sue's hopeless struggle. Hang sees them closing in, but the predator suddenly hesitates, smelling something primal. Red eyes snap open in the abyss. The bear chief has entered the chat. Terror strikes. Realizing it's a high-rank boss, the tamer commands his beasts to flee instantly. Sue knows one roar will summon the entire savage pack to finish the job. Without the master's token, even a high-level hunter would be torn apart here. They need to reach Sue. You fast, or the forest's rare energy fruits are gone. The dragon pushes its speed to the limit until it suddenly screeches to a halt. Dodge it, Sue yells. The dragon leaps just as the tamer narrowly misses his mark. The tamer scoffs, boasting his tiger's target-locking ability makes escape impossible. It's a tracking skill. Sue realizes they can't just run away from this one. Nice bear trick, the tamer sneers, but your level is still pathetic, kid. He mocks Sue, calling him a loser for relying on a low-grade lizard pet. The tiger lunges for the kill, but suddenly freezes, paralyzed by an unknown terror. Awakened power activates. Sue realizes his treasure beast just cast a massive mental illusion. The tiger sees a harmless lizard instead of a threat thanks to the beast's illusion. It won't stop the tiger forever, but it buys Sue the precious seconds he needs. He ignites a high-density smoke bomb. Finally, his secret weapon pays off. An explosion of soot blinds the enemy. This is their final shot at survival. You're dead meat, the tamer roars, vowing that Sue won't live to see tomorrow. The tiger lunges for the kill, but a blinding light suddenly interrupts the strike. Level 6, Fire Guardian Sue summons a flaming shield and sends the predator flying. Sue is shocked. He didn't know the Fire Guardian could actually act as personal armor. Sue's heart is racing, while the tamer realizes that skill belongs to an elite tier. Even the tamer doesn't own a ring that powerful. Who the hell are you? Sue ignores the shouting and tells his pet they need to vanish now. You're not reporting anything, the tamer snarls, refusing to let Sue escape. He summons a majestic white lion. Sue is officially cornered by another apex predator. Seriously, how many beasts do you have? Sue vents, but the tamer just wants blood. The dragon suddenly stops. The tamer sneers, thinking the boy has finally given up. Look up, Sue smirks. The tamer freezes as he recognizes the green hummingbird scout. Senior sister Lin drops in, making it clear, touch her junior brother, and you die. The tamer tries to bluff, but Lin isn't just stopping him, she's ending him. The city of sinful fire, Jen mutters. Hang's memories trigger. He's definitely heard of that name before. Formerly known as the Sinful Fire Gathering Area, it's a massive powerhouse with legendary foundations. Unlike Grizzly Forest, they've always had beef with Black Lantern Castle. Their head honcho is tight with the wolf leader, which is why their beast army is strictly wolf-based. The tamer laughs off their claims as Cap ordering every beast to swarm them at once. Let's see that ego. When Sue's life is flickering out, he sneers. The pack lunges. Lin just smirks. Talk after you're deleted, Lin retorts. Jen's python manifests, exploding with power and sending a wolf flying. Sue shouts for his senior. The wolf takes a direct hit before Lin ignites a heat avatar. It slams the beast back. The tamer freezes. This avatar carries poison, fire, and charm attributes. A lethal, multi-elemental dangerous species classification. Sue realizes the trap. His senior brother had the script ready from the jump. The python was bait, while the heat avatar was cloaked in stealth, waiting to strike. That's 5 attribute combat for you. Suddenly, the enemy wolf erupts with terrifying flames. The tamer gapes, forced to respect the rarity of such a beast. Lin played it perfectly. Even Sinful Fire's top-tier spies didn't see this coming. Now that you've seen it, Lin asks coldly, do you understand how you'll die? The tamer laughs. A heat avatar killing me, keep dreaming. He signals his armored wolf. My wolf is a special tier threat. Your basic fire spirit can't touch it. The wolf executes a shadow strike, but the avatar dances away, returning a point-blank blast. The wolf is scorched. Sue stares, stunned by his brother's overwhelming dominance. Crazy power, the tamer admits, barking orders for the wolf to reinforce its heavy plating. Make him suffer, Jen commands. The avatar charges its heat fist crystal form. They collide in a seismic explosion, drowning the battlefield in waves of intense energy. The tamer is floored. Only a rare breed like that avatar could master such skills. His heavy armored wolf is reeling. Desperate, the tamer summons a red-scaled beast. You think that trash can save you? Lin asks, his voice dripping with contempt. I just need to stall. The tamer grins. Your executioners are already on the way. He radios for backup. Jen counters. Chief Shu is already racing to the scene. It's a race to see who hits the ground first. The tamer looks for an opening. Still got tricks, Lin mocks. I can hold you for 4 seconds, the tamer spits. The red beast lunges. Lin triggers the superheated explosive strike instantly. A massive shockwave ripples out. The tamer scoffs at the dying rat, but the smoke shifts. The dragon emerges from the haze. Sue sees the opening and strikes hard. Sue launches the evil bomb and piercing pearl. The dragon follows with a heavy blow. Boom, the smoke clears and the tamer frantically summons a massive chimpanzee. He starts cackling as a bald man appears. Game over, Sue. My guys made it. He orders the scorpion to pin Lin while they retreat before Shu shows up. The bald man unleashes a mature manticore. The air itself feels heavy with dread. The dragon's tail is shredded. The chimpanzee lunges, jaws wide. The dragon readies its defense. Heads up, Su Lin warns, as the chimpanzee ambushes the avatar from behind. Just as it tries to crush them, a blast of fire hits. Shu has arrived, absolutely fuming. You bottom-feeding scum, Shu roars. Think Black Lantern is just a bunch of pushovers. How's he here from Rivetown? Already, the bald man stammers. Z steps forward. Tricks won't save you today, Z warns. None of you are leaving this place alive. The tamer growls. If they want a war, give it to them. Bring out the trump card. No more hiding, the bald leader sneers, revealing their monstrous hidden trump card. It was meant for K, but now, it'll bury these 4 fools instead. Even high-level tamers and Lord Ju won't survive the agony this beast inflicts. The ape's roar shatters the air. Ju pales, it's a classified super dangerous species. Disaster strikes as the ape lunges, only to be crushed and sent flying back. A massive impact leaves them speechless. That's Chief Shu's heavy hitter, a terrifying dragon. Zhu realizes the truth. This is the peak form of the ultimate apex predator. The steel-armed ape fell in 2 hits. Now the dragon unhinges its massive jaws. A deafening roar echoes. Tension peaks as our hero watches with bated breath. Is this peak power? He mutters, while the bald man panics. Shu K is here. An energy beam erupts. A tamer is blasted off his tiger by raw force. The coward flees, but Shu K emerges from the shadows with his dragon. Bold of them to invade while I was out. K notes, praising his team's grit. Then he sees it. Lin mourning over the slain python. Key's eyes flare. Who did this? Sinfire City's earth dragon. Shu growls. Fools. Take everyone back to the base now. Ju nods. K vanishes with his dragon taking charge. Deep in the woods, shadows stir. Our perfect plan. Ruined by some brat, they hiss. Lei Tu and Ma are gone. Zhu likely finished them, the masked man snarls, cursing their useless intelligence team. They missed Shu and the kid entirely, thinking they only had to dodge Lin and Ju. Shut it, his partner snaps. It's over. Kay knows everything. The mission is dead. Total failure. Their only move now is to alert the main hub immediately. They must prep for war. Hating doesn't take losses, they strike back harder. They nod, asking about the others. Forget him, the bald man grunts. He's on his own. Silence falls. Then a crash. What was that? Before they can blink, Key arrives. He explodes from the brush. Recognizing the beast, the spies scramble for their lives. Back at base, the dust settles over fallen foes. Most are dead, Shu observes. Let the runners go, Shu adds, but Ju worries about the danger ahead. Key surveys the carnage. Casualties are low, he states with cold precision. The precious fruit trees are mostly intact, only a fraction was actually pilfered. Scarcely a tenth gone. Meanwhile, the bear guardians slaughtered 100 intruders. Still, it's a heavy blow for the pack. The great bear lord won't be pleased. He'll be livid, but we won't be the ones taking the fall for this. Black Lantern Castle will rain fire on Sinfire City to settle the debt. Lin took a hit, Key admits. I'll make sure the castle hears the whole truth. He promises a top-tier cub as repayment, noting Ju and Shu's perfect timing. Good work, he commends. Ju sighs, relieved they aren't questioning his unauthorized absence. Luck was on his side. No one's asking why he abandoned his post. Rivet Town is your post, Shu questions. What are you really doing here? Just helping out, Shu lies. Kay scoffs, he has zero patience for these games. You're going back to Rivet Town. Now. Shu retreats, knowing better than to argue. Sinfire's plan failed because of you two, Shu admits, looking at Shu and Han. Expect a massive reward, he grins. The castle lord will be beyond thrilled. We can't ignore your heroics here, Shu suggests, glancing toward the vaults. Pick anything from the warehouse, he offers. Han pauses, remembering how close death felt. I nearly died, Han admits. Lin deserves this more. Give the reward to him. Senior brother K beams, noting how epic it is to see his juniors vibing so well together. He promises they're both goats, and that Lin's massive loot and payback rewards come straight from the castle lord himself. No cap, there's zero reason to decline. He preps them for a legendary warehouse run, but Sue stalls, claiming tonight's just not the right move. Under the moonlight, Heng finally cracks the code after hours of deep galaxy brain pondering. Picking top-tier loot without consulting the ancient scrolls, that's just a total waste of potential. He declares that every beast tamer's endgame is identical, ascending their pets into divine dragons. But the path to dragonhood is pure hell, demanding a stash of insanely rare materials. Suddenly, the value of a treasure-hunting beast hits different. It's basically a cheat code. A treasure-hunting dragon beast makes farming those evolution mats look like a complete cakewalk. Scaled lizards have many ways to evolve, but there's more than one secret path for the treasure-hunting species too. While lizards have dozens of options, these guys only get 9. 8 paths rely on stealing dragon bloodlines, which is risky business for any beast tamer. The final choice, evolve into a treasure-hunting dragon beast bound by the system's mysterious laws. Sue flips through the ancient tome, deciding to hit the warehouse once the sun finally rises. Next morning at the Forest HQ, he's ready to loot. But Joe drops some major tea. A border scout spotted a Sinfire City supply train last night, and things got real. The chief didn't hesitate, rushing out to crush it. Joe quips with a salty smirk that if only the job ended yesterday, they wouldn't be stuck waiting for the rewards. Suddenly, a light bulb flickers in Heng's head. He tells his pet he's cooked up a wild idea. The dragon looks lost as they dash off. He watches them leave, wondering why the forest feels like a constant salt fest. Sue chills with his pet, remembering how he gave Chi a glow-up. It hits him that the grizzly forest bears have basically been ghosted on proper healthcare. After that brutal invasion, many were left scarred. He recalls a secret recipe in the Dragon Code, meant specifically for bears. With his treasure hunter, he can track down the chill ones. Sue realizes that grinding for Xiaogui doesn't always mean throwing hands. He rallies his pet to make the most of their time in Bear Forest. The dragon just vibes and follows along. Armed with a lizard, a treasure hunter, and ancient dragon hacks, the trio starts a massive harvest. They're out here healing bears and even giving them baths like it's a spa day. The haul is Fire 3, Xiongli fruits, and rare eggs, all handed over to the lucky dragon. But then things get dicey. A bear snaps, unleashing a level 4 illumination skill on sight. Heng watches hyped. He figures the bear's so grateful for the meal, it wants a friendly duel. The dragon squares up as the bear charges, but the dragon strikes first. Sue feels the sting. Because his pet's broken tail is still weak, the bear lands a heavy blow, pinning him down. Sue begs his pet to tap out, but the dragon's got that dog in him. He refuses to quit. Red-eyed and feral, the bear swipes, but the dragon catches its paws and flexes pure power. He triggers Dragon Song X Warhammer, unleashing an insane shockwave. Hang is absolutely losing it. As the bear flees in terror, Su realizes his pet just flexed a level 4 skill. He pets his champion, shocked it mastered the Dragon Way's 4th level of illumination so fast. Dragon skin starts peeling, scaring Hang, but then an overwhelming aura explodes from the creature. The tail regenerates, looking deadlier than ever. Su is totally shook by the transformation. He realizes it's the ultimate late-game buff. Elsewhere, Key asks if the dragon serpent actually leveled up. He can't believe the rumors, but it's true. Lin is currently stress testing the beast's new power. Su wonders if the test is on the field. Jen calls out, asking if the boss returned. Key confirms the supply raid was a success, then mentions Su's dragon lizard is the talk of the town. The final growth stage is officially complete. Lin confirms the stats have reached their absolute peak. Shu is stunned by the progress. The castle lord only wanted him to push past his limits, but this is insane. Reaching the final tier was supposed to be a dream. Instead, he shattered every expectation, proving he carries the true Black Lantern soul. Orders are set first light. Tomorrow we head for Ermith City. Make sure the kid is safely escorted back to the fortress. The hellish training is over. But before we leave, let's hit the vault. It's time to claim your rewards. Su is completely drained from the journey. He suggests hitting the sack and picking out the loot tomorrow instead. Kay isn't about to break another promise. Since he's already in debt for 2 items, he's adding a bonus to the deal. He's granting full access to snag an extra treasure from the brown bear stash. Su asks if he can really take anything. Shu hangs back at the entrance while Su charges in, losing his mind at the literal mountain of legendary treasures. The brown bear territory is massive, spanning across endless forests, deep lakes, and jagged valleys. Each zone produces rare, unique materials. Su remembers he only has 3 slots, so he turns to his treasure-hunting beast. Find that specific item we talked about last night. Do this, and I'll evolve you into a legendary treasure dragon. The little creature vanishes into the horde. Su sighs, knowing that at this point, it's all up to the RNG gods. Suddenly, something catches Su's eye. The beast has stopped dead on a statue's chest, refusing to move an inch. Back in the city, the streets are buzzing. A guard clutches a manifest, shouting for everyone to handle the crates with care. Watch out for the pilot master's tech. Lin notes that Chief Shu just wiped several Sinfire City hideouts off the map. Those Sinfire thugs always come back for blood. We need to double the security for the road ahead. Shu scoffs at the warning. Who do they think they're looking down on? Su is in Ermeth territory, now our turf. We'll make sure he returns in one piece, guaranteed. Lin nods, satisfied that the plan is solid. Chief Key still has some business to settle, but he tells his junior brother the forest is always open for him. Su promises to return and gives a heartfelt thanks, though Shu looks a bit annoyed by all the sentiment. Enough with the emotional goodbye. Let's double-check the heavy artillery before we roll out. The target is the Black Lantern Rendezvous. Meanwhile, in Ermeth, a mysterious hooded woman checks her intel. The local snitch confirmed it. Today, a high-value target is being escorted straight to the Black Lantern base. It's that brat protected by the Fire Guardian's ring. He's the only one who can actually mess with our operation. The bald leader gets word that Lin has already cleared out of Ermeth City. Now all that's left is to catch the little mouse during the transit. They prep the ambush in the valley. Lurking in the shadows, they watch the convoy approach. The bald man snarls that Lucky Rat has cheated death for too long. This hunting squad exists for one reason, to make sure he finally tastes absolute soul-crushing terror. This time he'll watch his own brother die first. Suddenly, a massive explosion rips through the air. As smoke fills the valley, Lin appears behind them with his avatar telling the cowards to stop hiding. Your 2 buddies have already been slaughtered by Shu. As for you, I'm handling this hit personally. The bald thug panics. It's impossible. Lin tells him to open his eyes. Su's team never even entered the trap. The villain grits his teeth in rage. They were played. The entire escort was just bait to lure them out. On the other side, a masked assassin collapses, coughing up blood. He sneers through the pain, mocking them by saying nobody plays dirtier than the rats of Sinfire City. Key's gaze is ice. I'm only here to protect the Black Lantern Knights. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be worth my blade. The Avatar's power explodes as Shu steps forward, the sheer pressure of his presence crushing the battlefield. Meanwhile, the convoy keeps moving. Su watches the distant destruction, calculating the insane power levels involved. That's definitely a high-tier disaster class. He remembers his senior's order to wait 30 minutes before proceeding. Realizing the threat has been neutralized, Su pings the chief to thank him for the elite backup. Next time you're back at the castle, I'm personally making sure you get the hero's welcome you deserve. Kay just tells him to stop wasting time. The castle lord isn't known for his patience. 2 days later at the Black Lantern HQ, the master smiles. I heard you've been working hard, kid. Let's see if that incredible progress everyone is talking about is actually the real deal. Hang vows he hasn't failed his mentor's expectations. He then manifests his mighty dragon as Zuul approaches the beast. Zuul scrutinizes the creature, even peering into its jaws. Su's nerves are on edge during this tense inspection. He prays the dragon stays perfectly still. If the master grows annoyed, he could snap the beast like a twig. The master notes that Sinfire City took a massive hit recently from his own personal legion of vassals. Even the armored wolf dens were leveled by the senior disciple. Heng wonders if they'll dare to strike back. Will Grizzly Forest or Linju be targeted? The fortress master tells him to drop the stress. The forest lord has returned in secret. Unless Sinfire's ruler shows up, no one would dare start a fight. Plus, Heng finished his training and played a huge role in busting that illegal hunting ring in Sinho. Su asks if the master still has those high-tier dragon scales he previously provided. Can he have another taste? Zhuo chuckles at his appetite, praising his performance while offering another fragment. He offers him official discipleship or any reward he desires. Su instead asks for a favor. On behalf of his senior brother, in Grizzly Forest, Lin sacrificed his main forces to protect Su's life. Without that sacrifice, Su wouldn't have survived. The master admits Lin is a truly promising talent. To repay the debt, a rare Qingyan Liao Hu cub will be sent over after the new year. This compensation ensures the rescue wasn't for nothing. Heng realizes Lin just caught a major break. Zhuo also gifted Su a private villa, urging him to see his sister during his downtime. He needs to prep for the move because the grand competition of the 6 lands is looming. Su offers his thanks, satisfied he met the goal. As he leaves, the teacher stops him for one lesson. Humility is useless among masters. In this world, power is the only currency that commands respect. When it's time to throw hands, don't hesitate. Zul's words echo in Su's mind as he heads home. Sinfire City proved one thing: you can only afford to be a good person if you're strong enough to enforce it. Back at his place, he overhears a woman gossiping about some old drama involving him. Confused about who is spreading tea, he opens the door. Qing immediately rushes to give him a hug. She heard rumors of an ambush on his journey. Su reassures her that the danger is already history. He then spots 2 young women chilling in the living room. Qing introduces them as her co-workers from administration and materials. Meet Mangwan and Jin Mei Li. Before Su can speak, Qing starts a whole lecture on marriage. She is talking kids and stability, claiming she picked girls with good hips to help set the table. Su claims exhaustion to dodge the awkwardness. Dinner is a total vibe kill until a small distraction appears. He reveals the treasure-hunting beast, instantly capturing the girls' hearts. Later, they prepare to head out. Qing tells him to play gentleman, but Jin insists they only have to walk across the street. Meng admits she expected someone more outgoing, but found him surprisingly quiet. Suddenly, Su's instincts flare. He tells the group to stay sharp as a threat emerges. A massive rat crawls out. Mei Li screams, terrified of a rodent that size appearing in the city. Su identifies it as a mutated giant rat, a low-level hazard, likely fed on beast tamer scraps. He warns they hunt in packs, and orders everyone back. Glowing red eyes surround them, but Su summons his dragon. The rats flee in terror as the beast strikes. Guards arrive and praise the quick takedown. Su demands a blood-tailed cat for security immediately. If these pests are invading, the whole area is at risk. He orders the carcasses sent to the office. He announces that Villa 73 is his now. Later, Heng realizes the villa was his old home. Since his return, the annoying neighbor Lu Ling has been on his best behavior, especially after catching a glimpse of Su's sister. The men warn Lu not to mess with Su's garden. However, Su Reng has his own plans for those disgusting rat remains. Maintaining legendary mounts, like the snake dragon lizard, is a massive drain on his bank account. Between dragon evolution and skill upgrades, his previous side hustles just aren't cutting it anymore. These rare materials produce bizarre artifacts and vital strategic assets. Letting them flood the market would be a total rookie mistake. However, that mutant rat encounter just flipped a switch in Su Reng's head, revealing an entirely new high-stakes possibility. It involves the legendary dragon code, the fragrance of plasma, better known among elite masters as the bloodline scent. The name itself reveals its power. This mystical perfume acts as a gateway, weaving a deep, immersive, illusionary web. It fuses the consciousness of tamer and pet through raw plasma, plunging both souls into a brief, shared vision. This shortcut supercharges mental synchronization and bonding, even giving aspiring riders a taste of true legendary mastery. Forging spiritual links with hatchlings and the Yuchong Dan becomes instantaneous. With a smirk, Su Reng realizes the potential. This bloodline fragrance is a goldmine perfect for mass production. To stabilize the concoction, he introduces a lethal venom. He extracts dream-devouring worm toxins, adds delicate moon orchid fluff, then fuses them using a specialized binding catalyst. After intense distillation and purification, he stirs the mixture, questioning if this truly captures the essence of the plasma. If this gamble pays off, the profit margins will be insane. High demand and low costs, the ultimate business plan. While he doubts the final potency, his little companion twitches its nose, sniffing the air in complete and total confusion. Suddenly, the plasma aroma takes hold. Su Reng and the treasure hunter are dragged into a vivid waking hallucination. In this dreamscape, Su Reng finds himself transformed into the literal father of the adult treasure hunting beast. He raises the cub hunting daily, until they finally stumble upon a The treasure-hunting beast's eyes go wide, completely dazed. Surrounded by the Lord's riches, it freezes in pure ecstasy. The Lord warns that if he does not visit, he will personally come searching. Su Rang quickly offers a humble apology. Claiming relocation kept him occupied, Su Rang listens as the Lord nods dismissively, signaling him to follow closely. A serpent coils around the Lord's arm. Su Rang recognizes the parasitic guard, the lethal crocodile squid slave. Boasting dual-layered defenses and god-tier innate skills, this beast serves as the ultimate guardian for the entire vault. Access requires the Lord's spoken word. Without it, any intruder will be devoured in a single, brutal snap. Chief Shu's vault does not even compare to this majesty. As the gates finally yield, the Lord begins his explanation. This second floor acts as the Black Lantern's core reserve. Remarkably, this marks the first time it has ever opened. He grants the rookie rider 3 treasures, determined not to fail his master, Rang Bo's, and accepts the generous gift. It is a relief to have help. Unlike Chief Shu's chaotic horde, the Black Lantern's second floor is pure perfection. It looks like a grand library, treasures meticulously organized behind sleek glass-like cases that shimmer under the lights. Bathed in a soft glow, Su Rang vows to maximize this chance and prove his worth to the castle lord. Hovering above is a lethal evil eye monitor. Its specialized vision utilizes light and shadow regression for perfect surveillance. Its gaze pierces through reflections better than any X-ray. Rang knows countless other traps are lurking in the shadows. He commands his treasure beast to utilize its hidden vision, scouting the vault for the most valuable prizes available. Its mission: locate the high-grade dragon scale and the 2 essential materials for the Fire Guard transformation ceremony. Guided by his beast, Su Rang secures elite dragon scales and 100 grams of potent spiritual essence. Yet the floating secret stone remains hidden. The beast gets restless, but Rang insists it is not among the loot. The Lord identifies the essence-infused scale, then asks how Rang managed to bring down the ceiling during his search. Su Rang playfully responds that he just did not have a piece like that back at his own place. The Lord warns against recklessness. Those bricks contain floating secret stones treasures, usually reserved for the 3rd floor. The Lord praises his sharp eyes. Rang silently scoffs. After all, being a professional treasure hunter is in his blood. He is skilled enough to sniff out riches even in the ceiling. Later, Rang studies an ancient tome with focus. Finally, every rare component required for the legendary dragon transformation ceremony is within his grasp. He flips through pages as his beast watches tilted-headed and confused. Su Rang cannot help but voice his thoughts. He expected something majestic, like a dragon lizard, but this method seems surprisingly simple, almost crude. Lifting the treasure beast, he drops it into a pile of riches. Its eyes sparkle as Rang announces the start. The dragon transformation begins. Master Zhou He of Black Lantern Castle already boasts 8 formidable disciples. Su Rang is the newest addition, while his 8 seniors already occupy the most powerful roles within the fortress. They are elite trainers. An impromptu meeting starts as Bai Susu and Kuna gather to consult with Lu Ling. While discussing the new hunting guard, the 3rd senior brother seizes the chance to introduce Su Rang to the sisters. He hurries inside as they gather. Kuna mentions rumors that the master plans to establish a new 8th hunting guard. She asks if the roster is full. Susu confirms that the summoned warriors have already gathered for the selection. Are they still hunting for the final member? Our protagonist stays quiet, his mind wandering to Karara Mamoru. Kuna remains uncertain. The hunting guards are an elite force of trainers handpicked for the most dangerous missions. Originating from the Black Lantern Zone, these squads are a staple across the various territories in this savage world. Their duty is perilous, hunting down the deadly offspring of the wilderness's most terrifying and monstrous species. They focus on harvesting rare materials. Each squad balances 4 skilled drivers, with 12 dedicated followers. Only 7 guards are active today. The mysterious beast eggs are the lifeblood of this entire operation. Hunter Huang Wei retrieves these eggs for selection, cementing the organization's absolute dominance in the region. Susu suggests a rising star named Reina. Despite only training for 2 years, she commands a mature iron demon tree. She also controls a sleeping butterfly. Both beasts possess overwhelming firepower, even among mid-tier dangerous species. Her lineup even includes a juvenile high-tier plasma lion. Our hero notes her impressive strength and undeniable potential. Rang quickly scans his memory for Reina and her beasts, the demon tree, and that elusive sleeping butterfly. He recalls she was not his partner during the Six Lands duel. Clearly, everyone is leveling up their game. Chiu admits she is hitting a wall. Her current squad is simply moving too fast for her. Guarding rookies now is a suicide mission. Suddenly, Lu steps up to take the floor. He questions her faith in the seniors before promising to introduce a legendary high-potential rookie. Ling points straight at Su as the solution. Chiu is stunned. She literally just met the kid. Trust him, Lu insists. When the dust settles, he is the one who will bring home the spoils. Our hero is lost, but Susu is not having it. She snaps at Lu for causing chaos. She argues the point the boy has only been a basic driver for barely 3 months. Are you trying to kill him by sending him to the guards? Chiu asks if he is the rookie. Lu nods firmly. Exactly. Do not sleep on him, this junior is the real deal. Forget his short career. He commands a beast from one of the most lethal species known. He recalls that snake dragon from the northern defense line. It was already hitting its peak a month ago. After the grizzly forest incident, its evolution should be skyrocketing toward its final form. This is textbook late-stage growth. Chiu wonders if such a dangerous monster can even be called a rookie. Susu leans in, desperate to know if the snake dragon lizard is truly reaching its ultimate stage. Suddenly, the ring on the hero's hand erupts in light. The summoning has begun. The dragon lizard manifests its massive frame and suffocating aura, instantly dwarfing everything in the room. If it was still growing yesterday, how could it have reached this terrifying level of power so fast? Susu smirks. She lives for combat. He is coming with me. My car, my rules. He can grind all he wants, she adds. Chiu notes, Susu's guard unit is already full. Susu does not stutter. I am dead serious. From now on, this kid belongs to me. While Su stands frozen, Ling notices a sudden influx of unexpected guests arriving. Enter Tim, heir to the Jolly Empire and owner of the lab, where Su tested his secret formula. To dominate the 6 places showdown, Su plans to swap his old stock for high-tier Gunka incense. This bloodline incense is a total game-changer, a miracle drug never before seen in the Black Lantern. Every bottle costs a cool 100,000. Since the market is closed, Su is just giving out freebies. Despite the slow start at most shops, Tim shows up ready to buy out the entire inventory. The buyer begs for 10 more bottles. Su shrugs, the last sample vanished 10 days ago. No credit, Su clarifies. Tim does not flinch. He has the cards and his father's blessing ready. Su cannot believe how fast the tables turned. Suddenly, they are sitting on a literal gold mine. Call me when the next batch drops, the seller says. Ling slips away looking absolutely drained. The old man schools his son, if we do not sell now, we lose. This stuff is priceless. He reminds him that Su is the castle master's star pupil, a true genius in the making. With a potion that magical, he is their golden ticket to insane wealth and top-tier connections. Tim is lost. Why do we have to play these mind games just to close a deal? I will be back soon, Tim shouts while dodging a smack. Hey, quit hitting me. In a hidden chamber, Lu gathers the elite. The 6 places duel is for our ultimate honor. This is a massive break. A top-tier rank means a direct path to becoming a legendary trainer. We are a pack now, he reminds them. If we do not stay united, we fail. Watch each other's backs. Do you understand? The entire squad roars their agreement. Perfect, Lu grins. Mount up, we move out and prepare to depart immediately. Shun and Chong take the 3rd rig. Reina and Lin, you are in the 2nd armored unit. Su, you are with me in the lead. Wang grumbles. Why does the newbie get the VIP seat? It is always Su getting the special treatment. The kid has barely been a trainer for a week. Luo scoffs. They are just being cautious. Relax, Wang. We will have plenty of time for him later. The convoy rolls out. The dueling grounds lie far beyond the grizzly forest, deep in the wild. With the path finally cleared, their journey picks up speed, cutting the trek down to a mere 2 days. Besides Black Lantern Fortress, the heavy hitters from Red Scorpion City, Iron Anvil, and Eagle Fort are all converging. Joining them are Luanchun and Luoyang. Black Lantern is a powerhouse, but these 5 regions shouldn't be underestimated. As they approach the mountains, the atmosphere thickens. It's anyone's game now. Under the glow of the central bonfire, Lu assigns the 3rd squad to the 1st night watch rotation. They'll patrol the perimeter while the others prep rations. Our main character watches gears turning. Realizing the general's elite drills are a ways off, he decides it's time for a solo warm-up. Suddenly, he senses a weird vibe and locks eyes with a treasure hunter. Talk about impressive. Rang summons a treasure beast, clutching a glowing fragment. A dragon scale, he whispers. Pure plasma bloodline. This high-tier relic is legendary. The MC eyes his own beast, wondering if devouring that stone granted flight. Man, that's lucky, he muses. Lu claps, breaking the silence. It's time to feed their lethal companions. Discipline is key before the main event. Wang probes about Su, but Luo has 0 clues about that hybrid. That plasma-scale beast shares a deep emotional sync with him. It's all about the bond, after all. The creature glares back, pure venom in its eyes. Scaled beasts are the apex predators of this world. From red-scaled tanks to fire-scaled terrors, they're all armored killers. But a plasma hybrid, that's next level. It's a crossbreed between a scaled beast and something even deadlier. The MC senses the rising toxicity around him. Tension is thick enough to cut. Wang sneers, questioning if this thing is some twisted human-animal freak show. With the 6-way showdown looming, he mocks them for not even knowing the basics of beast maintenance. How can you compete with real tamers, he scoffs. Just feed the damn thing and keep it quiet. One by one, massive silhouettes appear the highland earth, and the ferocious steel-helmed mountain lion take center stage. Next come the iron demon tree sleeping butterfly and the electrifying glow-tailed swallow. The firepower here is insane. Ching snaps at them, reminding everyone they represent the black lights. Infighting is the last thing they need. They're supposed to be a unit. Is this really the time for petty gossip? She demands, eyes flashing. Luo retorts that hierarchy matters. In a squad, the weak only drag the strong into the dirt. If someone falls behind, the whole mission fails. Don't expect Brother Wang to carry your weight, he adds. Suddenly, Luo's beast starts shaking. Su's beast is radiating a terrifying pressure. In a heartbeat, they clash. The dragon lizard effortlessly shoves the attacker back. Luo's fuming. Reng just blinks, playing it cool. You talking to me? Luo summons a plasma wolf, looking for a fight. The MC steps in, trying to de-escalate the situation. Total misunderstanding, he claims. I didn't order the attack. My lizard is just sensitive to trash talk. The dragon lashes out again, hitting a beast in the rear. Su shrugs, admitting even he can't tame this beastly rage. Being a tamer is rough, Su sighs. Wang's blood is boiling now. Luo demands to know what's going on. He preaches unity, but Reng fires back. Hybrids happen, he scoffs, but disrespecting a partner, that's just low. He agrees on one point: the strongest should lead. Because when the stakes are high, the weak are liabilities. Am I wrong? He asks. The silence is deafening, as Wang hesitates, his confidence visibly shaken for a moment. The MC breaks the tension, pivoting back to the veteran. I'm still counting on you, Brother Wang. What's the plan? Wang doubles down, claiming he only meant the scaled beast. Su smirks, leaning in. Wait, are you actually scared? Wang snaps back, denying they're even a team. Reng scoffs. I wouldn't trust Luo Chong at my back anyway. Leaving the dragon lizard to solo 4 enemies was a snake move. Lu watches the drama unfold, completely silent. Su was always the chill guy, but this sharp edge is new. Lu finds this little power struggle fascinating. Unfazed, the protagonist shrugs it off. I'm not here to scare you. Let's just move out together. Wang plays the veteran card, acting like he's just mentoring. Su counters, those basic tactics are child's play here. Against overwhelming power, experience is just a fancy word for being naive. His snake dragon lizard is proof. One wrong move and his beast will shatter their formations without even breaking a sweat. Watch out. The wolf howls, preparing a sonic blast, but the lizard is faster, swatting it away like a pesky fly. The beetle bristles, and the lion roars, charging in. The dragon lizard stands its ground, taking on both at once, sending enemies flying like ragdolls. Chong's stunned by his own explosive growth. Later, they chill by the flickering campfire. Luo offers a prime cut, hyping up the flavor. Our protagonist just asks, is this a salt bomb? He recalls that the blue meat from before was a salty disaster. Luo swears this batch is perfection. Luo admits he totally botched the last prep. He promises that if it's still too salty this time, a quick water rinse will save the meal. Reina's impressed, wondering how she missed his hidden culinary flex. Chong probes for an opinion, but Wang stays silent. Su notes that prioritizing absolute raw power is standard for wastelanders, making anomalies like Chong pure gold. Regardless, he's a loyal ally now, so she plays it cool. Daybreak hits at Hongfeng Valley, a gorge painted in crimson maple leaves. The arena's forged from laying stone, indestructible and self-healing. A massive collab between the 6 major hubs. It's pricey but zero maintenance. Outside of tournament season, this place is a total ghost town. Referees arrive from every powerhouse: Black Lantern, Red Scorpion, Iron Anvil, and the other major cities. These pros embody the absolute authority of their home bases, ensuring a strictly regulated bloodbath. Engines kill, doors swing open. MC spots the crowd while Lu mentions Red Scorpion's tight alliances. A rival lady approaches, surprised that Ji-Fei is actually leading the squad this season. It's been ages, and being first on site is a shock. Ji snaps back, the early bird gets the win. Plus, she's got to guard the Black Lantern mead from thieves. No suspicious disappearances on her watch. Blinding headlights cut through the air. Irritated, Ji marches up and delivers a massive kick to the car. A stunned driver hops out, demanding answers. Fei's response: that annoying horn was killing my vibe. A lackey apologizes, offering to chug as penance. Ji scoffs, drinking is the easy part. Hiding won't earn you a single drop of mead. The kid fumbles until his partner senses a powerhouse nearby. MC locks eyes with a monster. Is that the Iron Anvil ace? Nobody is catching any sleep tonight. Convoys flood the valley all night. Morning arrives, the rules are dropped, and the hype officially begins. With the ref sworn in, the Hex City duel kicks off. The scoring system is brutally simple and fair. 30 warriors, 5 random draws. Win and gain a point. Lose and you're in the negatives. Only the top 8 survivors make the cut. Over at registration, the tension is already boiling over. Ji issues a final warning: 2 beasts max. Su weighs her options with the snake dragon but hesitates. Exposing her treasure dragon is a death sentence for greedy eyes. Rang just focuses on the paperwork. Some trash talker mocks Black Lantern, calling their lineup pure garbage despite the city's massive size. He flexes his mixed plasma scale beast, bragging about the easy points he's about to farm. Announcers up. 1 beast swap allowed per qualifier. It's a do-or-die strategy game now. If your beast drops, you're done. Match 1 Black Lantern Sue versus Lu Yun's Yunho. Yunho summons a mid-tier clouded leopard, taunting Sue to show what pathetic tricks she's hiding. MC smirks that leopard is just cannon fodder. Against Luo Chong, a mid-tier species won't cut it. It's not even a challenge for Chong, but Yunho is still acting like he's already won. Even with low-tier beasts, he claims he won't flinch. He's calling for a fair duel. A tamer's spirit is everything, he shouts. Even the weak must show some backbone in battle. The crowd laughs, calling out the fake bravado and the obvious gap in power levels. Sue drops the dragon lizard. It just yawns and lies down. Yunho scoffs at the lazy beast. No spirit, no power, Yunho screams, ordering his leopard to rip the lizard to shreds. Bam! One casual tail swipe sends the leopard flying. Yunho's jaw drops. What kind of cheat is this? The arena goes silent in disbelief. Panicking, Yunho begs the refs to let him summon his backup. Accusations of cheating fly, but a mysterious blonde knows the truth. They haven't seen anything dangerous yet. That snake dragon is no ordinary hybrid. It's an apex predator hiding in plain sight. Yunho's second beast gets insta-clapped. 1 hit, 1 kill. The audience is absolutely losing their minds. No way, that's fair, they scream. Black Lantern didn't send a student, they sent a monster. Faced with a lethal predator, Luo scoffs that his brother's snake dragon lizard is still just a fledgling. It's mere hours from maturity, perfectly legal for the bracket. He then throws a challenge to the crowd. Can anyone here actually tame a Calamity-class beast? He smirks, knowing their doubt is just pure jealousy. He and his brother were literally raised in a nest of monster eggs. Since his debut as a trainer, the Sorcerer Knights have been groveling for his favor. Check yourselves, he warns, as Wong eyes his beast. He sighs, figuring the kid's been brainwashed by Sue. Back in his day, things were definitely more legit. Why is she chasing a complete stranger anyway? Meanwhile, the 6 places duel officially kicks off. It's a total bloodbath of low-tier scrubs. Real legends, however, end these fights with a single devastating strike. Just look at Sue. Of course, some players love acting like noobs, just to drop a massive plot twist. Following Sue's total domination for Black Lantern Castle, the spotlight shifts to a new high-stakes clash. Wong finally stops holding back, colliding with a rival in a brutal display of raw power. They trade blows for 20 grueling minutes. Reina secures a win, putting the heavy hitters at 1 point each. Round 4 arrives. The main event, Su Huan versus Iron Anvil City's powerhouse, Wang Yi. Wang Yi is a top-tier threat, commanding 2 fully grown beasts. He's currently tied with Su's perfect record. Both have 3 wins. Usually just 1 more victory guarantees a ticket to the quarterfinals. This match is make or break. Su carefully analyzes the insane defense and control of these metallic monsters. At the peak of the clash, the Black Steel Clawed Tiger activates Tempering, boosting its armor instantly. Trading hits with a steel type seems beneath him. Go Basilisk, Dragon Su commands. He triggers the Earth Force Cannon. As the dragon locks on, Su senses a massive energy shift. By siphoning the Earth's regenerative essence, he supercharges the Malignant Thought Bullet to a terrifying level. He snipes at lightning speed. It's not a kill shot, but it's a tactical nightmare for the opponent. Now at its peak growth, the dragon lizard unhinges its jaw and deletes the landscape in a massive explosion. As the dust settles, the leopard stands paralyzed. The crowd gasps. The ref barely stepped in on time. That demonic beam was straight up overkill. The announcer screams as Su takes the first set for Black Lantern. Juan grits his teeth, calculating that the dragon lizard must be running on fumes after that outburst. He gambles that Su's backup, a mixed plasma-scale beast, won't have enough juice to finish the job. There's no way anyone can max out multiple dangerous species in this short of a time frame, right? Can Su really manage a whole squad of monsters? Juan summons his trump card, the 2-tailed Steelbeard. This thing is pure nightmare fuel. Our hero counters with an evil thought bomb to probe the enemy. He's playing the long game, waiting for his chance. The dragon roars, and Juan just smirks. This steel type is my true ace, Juan bellows, unleashing the terrifying enraged Twin Maiden skill. Shadows consume the arena. The crowd loses it. That's a level 4 enlightenment skill. This is way beyond rookie level. Most think Su's second beast is just a distraction, not a threat. Luo laughs at the haters. Little do they know, his boss is hiding an even deadlier secret weapon. The Titans trade savage strikes until the steel beast slams the dragon's skull into the dirt. Thought bullets bounce off that metallic skin. Only a concentrated beam can hope to pierce this armor. Just quit already, Juan mocks. Don't waste your energy when you're clearly outmatched here. He admits Su is top 3 material, but staying in the ring only helps their rivals. Su stares back. Retreating now or later makes no difference, Su says. Juan snaps, then prepare to taste defeat. The dragon lizard scrapes its claws. Juan laughs, convinced no basic attack can touch his beast. How much time is left? Su asks. Suddenly the dragon lizard erupts with a god-tier aura. The entire arena shatters and reshapes under the pressure as the 2 monsters lock eyes for the finale. Juan realizes he's in trouble. The longer this lasts, the more power the lizard drains from the ground. Desperate to flip the script, he orders a barrage of steel. The monster unhinges its jaw. An apocalyptic energy gathers. The dragon braces itself as Juan prepares to bet everything on one shot. Commanded by the steel-clad sniper, the dragon retreats, yet energy particles surge forward, coiling like a constrictor around its massive frame. Juan's beast trembles with feral excitement, but the dragon shatters its bonds with raw power, manifesting a colossal warhammer. Enveloped in a suffocating aura, Juan surrenders, losing his will to fight. A single hammer blow sends cracks racing through the frozen earth. The announcer's voice booms. Black Lantern Fortress secures the second round. Sue and Rang's overwhelming teamwork has clinched the victory. The elite list is out. 5 powerhouse teams move straight to the quarterfinals: Black Lantern Fortress, Leonine Fortress, and the top-tier seeds. Representing Luyan City and Red Scorpion City, these heavy hitters are all seeded players ready to defend their legendary reputations. But a devastating roar from Sue's dragon sends Wang Yi of Iron Anvil packing. Only 6 elite warriors remain in this brutal game. Boasting 4 wins and 1 loss, it is honestly a pity that Sue's other teammates from Black Lantern couldn't join the top ranks. Though they fell short, his loyal squad will stick by his side, supporting him until the very end of this elimination gauntlet. Half of the survivors punch their tickets to the quarters with Iron Anvil's Wang Yi, naturally claiming the top spot through sheer grit. His power is genuinely terrifying. Now the final 8 are locked in, anxiously awaiting tomorrow's high-stakes decisive showdown. The quarterfinal rules are cutthroat, pure, direct elimination. It's a one-on-one battle where you either win or go home immediately. As the losers are weeded out, Sue's legendary main character luck kicks in again, drawing him for the very first opening match. By total coincidence, he faces Lee, the weakest pilot in Lianying Fortress. Seeing the power gap, Juan forfeits without a fight. Sue notes that Lee's master has made a smooth recovery, though he's already looking forward to a real challenge in the next match. The crowd is buzzing. It took less than 20 seconds for both tamers to fold. The level gap here is just on another planet. Luo throws serious shade, mocking those Eagle Fort chickens for trying to flex on someone way out of their league. He brags about his brother's total dominance. You don't see a beatdown this one-sided every day, and the audience is absolutely stunned. Take notes and learn, he scoffs. This is what the true, unfiltered strength of Black Lantern Fortress actually looks like. A bald man corrects him with an icy glare, fixating on Sue as if he's already planning his next move. The host hypes the crowd for round 2: Liu Lan of Luyan City versus Chen Dingxuan, the pride of Luansha City. Liu Lan enters with a red pole wolf and a lethal, dangerous hawk. Chen counters with his mid-tier sandline mantis. With a high-rank fire beast joining the fray, the arena explodes. The Lufeng hawk's majestic blue plumage glimmers amidst the carnage. The savage Shaxian shreds through those feathers, but Liu Lan clutches the win by unleashing a devastating level 3 wind technique. Round 2 starts fast. The Lufeng hawk is taken down quickly, but not before baiting out the enemy's precious fire energy. Liu Lan tags in his powerhouse Red Wolf to seize control. Even though the beast faces a grueling uphill battle, it refuses to be disrespected. The Red Wolf's ferocity leads to Chen's elimination, officially ending Luancheng City's hopes for the ruins. With that exit, the race for the Plasma Forest ruins heats up. Up next, the third high-stakes battle of the day. Red Scorpion's Gu Mayu goes head-to-head with Lian Yingbao, summoning his terrifyingly advanced Black Needle Plasma Scorpion. Leon bets everything on his Flame Monkey and a squad of volatile, explosive beasts. This clash is bound to be legendary. The Scorpion tanks hits with its reinforced shell, utilizing its impenetrable plasma shield to shrug off every incoming explosive attack. With a lightning-fast tail whip, the Scorpion injects a lethal dose of venom, giving the Fire Monkey a painful reality check. It nearly yanks the monkey right out of the ring. Everyone assumes it's game over, but a sudden twist is coming. A single toxic needle flip turns the script. In the following round, Kwang Zuren desperately detonates one of his explosive beasts. He tries a long-range blitz, but the Scorpion King shuts it down, slamming him into the iron floor with bone-breaking force. It is clear that luck just wasn't on Kwang's side. Gu Mayu successfully punches his ticket straight into the semifinals. Standing in the arena, Kwang curses his rotten luck for drawing a monster with a high-tier beast right from the start. He clawed his way back through the loser's bracket only to run smack into Huo Hong. Fate is being a total hater. Huo Hong is a total freak of nature, nearly as monstrous as Juan. Still, Iron Anvil City won't go down without fighting. Against such overwhelming power, they have no choice but to surrender. The bald man turns to Sue, both now standing victorious. "Think you can handle me," he goads. Sue is confused. He was just vibing, waiting for the next random draw to happen. Luo pressures him to accept, reminding Sue that his brother already stepped up. "Don't back out and leave us hanging now." Sue realizes he's a magnet for the haters he's offended. Luo tries to explain the mess, but the tension is already peaking. Rang gives him a playful smack, calling out his idiocy. Meanwhile, the bald man continues to provoke Sue with biting insults. Mocking him for crushing a pilot who was already an Eagle Fort joke, he sneers. Is that all you've got, villain? Total chaos. Sue pleads for a moment of sanity, desperate to clear up this massive misunderstanding. The bald guy snaps back, sneering. A bully like you has nothing to explain, he growls. Luo roars that talk is cheap. Suddenly, the bald man summons a beast cloaked in raging hellfire. Sue's heart drops. It's an evolved fire monkey, a peak-tier monster at its most lethal stage. One clean hit and it's over. Sue immediately counters by summoning his formidable dragon lizard. The beasts lock eyes. The bald man pivots, choosing to exploit the monkey's insane agility instead. He plans to drain Sue's stamina, holding his trump card back to see the kid struggle. The monkey ignites and lunges, but the dragon lizard slides away. The bald man's eyes narrow. He suspects a level 4 Dragon Song Warhammer. Is Sue secretly charging up a final deadly blow? Armor open, he commands. The explosive monkey charges like a meteor as the dragon lizard rises. Their auras collide, shaking the arena. The bald man scoffs, claiming he saw this move coming. Think you're some legendary hero, he mocks. Take this furious monkey head. The monkey's eyes glow crimson. The dragon lizard senses danger as the bald man brags. That armored head is now the ultimate weapon. He'll prove Sue's warhammer is just a toy. Sue just smirks. Who said anything about a warhammer? You really think you've seen my full power? He reveals it's actually a perfected technique born from the snake dragon's unique internal biology. Cradling black lightning, the dragon unleashes a beam. Panic hits the bald man. Retreat now. Too late. The dragon's energy obliterates everything, tearing a massive hole through the gorilla's chest. The beast collapses in silence. The announcer's voice booms. Sue of Black Lantern has won, but the bald man refuses to lose. Snarling, he summons a massive eagle for another round. No more chances, he spits. Sue frowns, knowing the ring-out rules put his dragon at a disadvantage. Fighting a griffin in this cramped arena is suicide. The bird completely dominates the aerial space. His dragon isn't built for dogfights. Sue knows he must end this with one decisive strike. The bald man shudders. Even after the monkey's assault, the snake dragon's energy is still overflowing. That monster's bloodlust is terrifying. Sue whispers to himself, there might still be one way. Before he can move, a cold voice rings out, we surrender. Ren turns shocked to see Lu. As the Black Lantern leader Lu claims the authority to forfeit the match right now. Ren is stunned, but the logic hits him. This tournament was just a gateway to the ruins. The top 3 spots all lead to the plasma forest. Winning first offers no extra rewards. The prizes are identical. Lu knows there's no point in bleeding out for a pointless trophy. Preserving their strength is the real priority. Egos and names are irrelevant. Survival is everything. Real victory means walking out of those ruins with the ultimate treasure, not a flashy win. Sue secures second place and his ticket. Huo Hong and Jimei, you take the rest. The competition ends. Later, in the quiet of the tent, Sue meets with Lu for answers. Sue takes a seat as Lu gets serious. She knows he's heard the basic rumors, but the real truth is far more dangerous. Listen closely, she warns. Your life depends on this. To survive, he must memorize every detail. Sue nods, his focus becoming razor sharp. Training is officially over. Lu admits she kept these secrets until he proved his true worth. Honestly, the Lord had low expectations for them this year. They were the ultimate underdogs. She loves keeping me in the dark, Ren sighs. Lu reveals he's a rare success story. In recent years, the fortress barely made the top 4. Sue is a major breakthrough. Only senior sister by Susu managed this before. Tell me, Lu asks, do you know the secret? What's the ultimate prize in those ruins? Sue draws a blank. How could he possibly know? Without an insider, you'd never guess that the ruins are home to legendary spirit pets. These beasts are fueled by ancient energy, possessing potential that would make the world tremble. These elite specimens are priceless and nearly impossible to track down. Yet the ruins master warns, greed is strictly forbidden here. Securing just 1 or 2 perfect companions is the ultimate victory for any tamer. Plus, if you've got the inventory space, these grounds are a goldmine for high-grade plasma resources. These dragon-tier materials are legendary for crafting or trading. Sue realizes this is a once-in-a-lifetime haul. This is a literal jackpot, and luckily he's got a secret weapon, his treasure-hunting beast. Lu emphasizes the sheer scale of the Blood Forest. Even after years of scouting by top factions, only 10% of this massive labyrinth has been charted. It's a literal terra incognita. As part of the Black Lantern's territory, their intel is limited. She advises sticking to the known zones first. Safety is priority 1, so Lu hammers home the need for extreme vigilance. Despite the protection promised by the ruins master, countless warriors have vanished without a trace inside. Sue nods, locking in the warning. With training over Lu offers him one final vital tool. Sue's curious, and Lu reveals a strange gift, a fragment of the Castle Lord's primordial pet control power. It's the key to the ruins, and a literal get-out-of-jail-free card from the big boss himself. It's a must-have for survival. Finally, at the plasma forest gates, Lu gives the signal to start. They press their hands against the monolith. Instantly, a blinding energy field surges around the group. Rang gasps, sensing the overwhelming spiritual pressure. This is the power of a pro-level tamer. The aura expands into a massive ritual circle as a booming voice echoes from the void. Is it time for the annual awakening? A massive dragon's head emerges from the light. Indeed, the plasma forest opens today. On command, the space tears open into a shimmering portal. Lu points to the rift, their only way through the barrier into the heart of the secret realm. An entire mountain range of mysteries awaits. But remember, when time's up, the master kicks everyone out. Su and his brawny companion step into the unknown. Suddenly, a massive prehistoric maw looms over them. The beast growls that the commander sent him to mark them with his foul breath as a pass. This scent warns other monsters to back off provided Su's group doesn't start any trouble first. But don't get cocky. The inner circle is off limits. If they cross that line, all bets are off. True terrors lurk in the core monsters that can crush them in an instant. A cold breeze bites. Stay humble, the dino warns as the portal slams shut, dumping them at the base of the peaks. They barely catch their breath before realizing a Tyrannosaurus is already looming over them watching. Meet our cursed escort, the girl quips. The massive beast lets out a disgusting wet blast, soaking them. Su grimaces at the bizarre blessing. The T-Rex then lets out a low vibrating growl. Mission complete. You're free to roam. He warns that he'll hunt their scent down in 30 days. That's their ride home, provided they survive the month. The girl looks around at the wild landscape. She suggests splitting up to maximize their gains. The bald man agrees, and Mayu pushes for solo routes. The trio parts ways, each heading toward different pre-mapped zones to hunt for legendary loot. Honestly, Su's been stressing about how to keep his treasure beast a secret from the others. He couldn't find a fix, so Mayu's idea to split up was the perfect lucky break for him. Now Solo Su turns to his furry companion. Are you 100% sure the loot is here? The beast huffs in annoyance. Alright, I trust you, Su laughs. Lead the way to the treasure. He's looking for rare hair removal grass, which loves dry shade, but this forest is basically a swamp. Su hops onto his dragon's back. Ever since it devoured that floating secret stone, it's been a pro flyer. The dragon refuses to be carried now, and honestly, at 40+ pounds, Su's back is grateful. Suddenly, Su feels a shift in the air. Beyond the mist lies a hidden pocket dimension. A perfectly dry sanctuary. They dive through the fog, the treasure beast leaping toward the water's edge. It points excitedly. Su's jaw drops. According to the veterans, this was just common shed skin. But the ancient dragon scriptures reveal the truth. This is the legendary Huajiao dragon molt. It emerges after millennia within the marrow of a fallen titan dragon. This rare essence grants even the lowliest bloodlines a shot at ultimate ascension. A path to becoming a legendary Jiaolong. Its value skyrockets every 10 years with a color shift and a new leaf every 7 years. Rang realizes he's struck absolute gold. Suddenly, the treasure-hunting beast pounces on our protagonist in excitement. He barks a retreat order to the lizard. They dive behind boulders as Su notices the unnaturally lush greenery. Predatory Jiaolong types lurk here fiercely guarding the treasure until the moment it finally ripens. A guardianless treasure, impossible. Right on cue, a lethal apex frog, one of the deadliest species, emerges. Armed with lightning and venom, it's a living weapon. Then a massive, deep pool crocodile surfaces from the depths. It's a clash of titans. Lightning rips through the air as the frog attempts a desperate escape from the savage beast. Blasted away by raw power, the frog crumbles. Su watches this primal war unfold from the shadows. Recharged with electricity, the frog strikes back. The crocodile roars, unleashing an aura of pure, bone-crushing dread. After a brutal exchange, the crocodile collapses. Our hero is stunned, realizing just how peak the danger is here. The plasma forest is no joke. The frog lunges for the plant, but the crocodile was faking its defeat. It snaps shut, shredding the frog's leg. Rang realizes the beast played dead for the perfect counterattack. Mutilated and beaten, the frog retreats. With both monsters distracted, Su snatches the prize and bolts. They need to vanish immediately. Elsewhere, the crocodile finishes its meal and catches a familiar tempting scent. Su sprints with his team. As the aroma intensifies, the fragrance of the treasure finally makes total sense. Rang rubs his head, realizing he totally underestimated how much attention this Huajiao grass would draw. This thing is pure bait. He commands the dragon lizard to swallow the plant whole before anything else arrives. Their speed hits overdrive instantly. Su wonders about the buff, then remembers a crucial detail he'd overlooked. The treasure-hunting beast also has dragon potential. It really carried the team through this mission. He promises it the next big upgrade. Suddenly, the dragon hits extreme speeds, tearing through the sky. Su clings for dear life as energy explodes. Scales peel away in shards while Rang tries to heal the transformation. The dragon crashes hard, injuring itself. The volatile energy of the grass is still leaking into the atmosphere. There's no telling what predators that scent will pull, or when his partner will finally recover. Time for a strategy. He pulls a potion knowing the dragon is completely immobilized for the time being. They're pulling an all-nighter. Under the dark forest canopy, the protagonist stays by his partner's side. As it rests on him, he remembers how this beast was always his shield against the world. Now it's his turn to have its back. It's come a long way from being just a simple, scaly lizard. It evolved into a dragon serpent, a literal force of nature. But every evolution brings new, terrifying agony. Power comes at a price. Eventually, every creature hits the ceiling of its own biological DNA. That's when trainers face the ultimate heartbreak, the choice to replace their original partners. If a pet can't keep pace with a trainer's growth, it stops being an asset and becomes a burden. This forces trainers to subdue higher-tier monsters. Even legends like Professor Zool Ray face this brutal reality. Despite being a master of nightmares, he still has to make the hard calls regarding his team. The Scarlet Wolf wasn't just some starter pet. Severing that spiritual connection leaves deep scars on a trainer. It's soul-crushing. That's why they never truly discard their old friends or leave them to rot. They retire them to sanctuaries, boosting them artificially to live out their final days in peace. They fight for every evolution because saying goodbye isn't an option. Dawn breaks on a new day. Sue signals the advance. The golden pet throws a heavy punch, leaving Rang feeling visibly annoyed. "Try hard much," he mutters, declaring it over. The trio settles their dispute with a game of rock, paper, scissors. The dragon takes the win. It rises, eyes burning with a new, fierce determination and gleaming scales. At 6 meters long, it's finally reaching its prime. Suddenly, the lizard radiates a blinding light toward him. The floodgrass's power is pushing this dragon serpent lizard infinitely closer to its peak maturity. The final evolution is here. Through sheer agony and shedding, the dragon finally reaches absolute perfection. The serpent lizard is about to transcend. This breakthrough isn't just for him. It could heal elite masters like Su Ruan, a legendary master of masters, accelerating injury recovery and perfecting physical stats even during deep slumber. Previously, he dodged the dreaded plasma limit, but cracking the freshly unsealed ancient dragon code changed everything. A blinding radiance erupts from the pages. Moments later, our hero sits atop his dragon, deciphering paths. If he prioritizes the lizard lineage, 23 monstrous evolutionary branches for the dragon serpent lizard appear. These lead to mid-tier terror species, starting with the juggernaut known as the hammer-tail dragon lizard. Then there's the electric horn dragon lizard. Both rival the plasma tyrannosaur, the apex predator of the plasma forest. The hammer-tail's massive appendage swings with a devastating impact, crushing anything in its wake. Its power equals a heavy tank's main cannon blast. Meanwhile, the electric horn dragon lizard wields innate lightning control, channeling lethal electrical discharges through its razor-sharp conductive horn. It is essentially a living, unbreakable weapon. Other variants include the hill, magma, and fortress dragon lizards. These advanced terror beasts outclass any standard physical type evolution. They are literal mobile fortresses wielding the legendary fusion of steel and fire. Their metallic flame storms would strike fear into veteran pilots and elite professor-level masters alike. Pro masters would literally weep for these secrets. Our hero, however, faces a brutal dilemma. Which path is truly supreme? Suddenly, the tome flips frantically on its own until Sue spots a hidden entry. Deep within the plasma forest ruins, he discovers the plasma dragon serpent lineage, a true game-changer. This core unlocks 37 distinct paths toward becoming a high-level terror species. Mid-tier options include the mist dragon and the elemental wind and rain dragon serpent. Add ice and fire variants to that list. The mist serpent dominates water and draconic energy effortlessly. It can even soar through clouds, but Sue dismisses it as too flashy for real combat. Hard pass. Next up, the Earth Vein Tanglong and Zenlong serpent variants, plus the Thunder and Wind Thunder models. The Earth lineage has solid defense, but missing the evil attribute tanks its potential. However, the Wind and Thunder dragon serpent merges wind, evil, and lightning, standing at the absolute peak of advanced horror species. It commands the storm with flawless potential. Even if the bulwark dragon lizard is a tank, its massive size is a liability. That makes the agile Wind and Thunder serpent the ultimate pick. Trading Earth-based defense for superior flight and lethal offense is a no-brainer. This metamorphosis is the winning play. As Sue continues scrolling through the requirements, the ritual demands a high-level lizard scion with dual-line Wind and Thunder dragon blood. He needs 1 Funglei plasma crystal and 5,000 milliliters of secondary dragon plasma essence. Add a Windstone, a Thunderstone, and 1,500 grams of pure Wind Thunder essence to the list. Sue finally has a roadmap. Over at the Moon Bay Plain, Rang nears with his companion, noting their luck has gone bone dry. 3 days of searching yielded 0 loot based on Lord Lu's intel. If they push past this border, they are heading straight into a treacherous, uncharted dead zone. Treasure Hunter initiate vision sharing, having absorbed the dragon evolution data. The beast's spiritual energy peaks, allowing it to project its visual feed directly into Sue's mind. Sue gasps, "What is that?" Through the feed, he spots two scorching dragon beasts wreathed in dark energy. They just snared one. Wait, is that a tree? Since when do trees walk? Monsters roar as the tree bellows back. Sue feels a strange familiarity. I've seen this before. Ren frantically scans the ancient dragon code until he hits the jackpot. It's an energy-absorbing tree, a legendary specimen so rare it's practically a myth in this world. This nearly extinct entity is a one-of-a-kind entry. It doesn't even belong to our known dimension. Hailing from the outer void, it thrives in the eternal darkness, feasting on cosmic energy tides. After eons of life, they wither away, drifting through the vacuum of space as dormant seeds. They lie dormant, thirsting for energy to sprout again, an endless loop, until every seed is crushed. These rare entities slip into our realm through mysterious void tears hiding in forbidden lands. Lacking the spark of life to breed, they're basically nature's ultimate lucky find for a weary traveler. This mythical tree's power is the perfect catalyst to trigger the dragon serpent's legendary evolution. While the lizard looks dazed, Sue realizes this defenseless tree was just easy prey for fire dragon beasts. Don't let its lack of claws fool you. It's a top-tier void menace with broken abilities. A living magic-devouring system, this thing is way rarer than even the luckiest treasure-hunting beasts. It's a walking battery gulping down massive energy and spitting out powerful fruits on command. Just one bite can fuel a beast for weeks and push a master stamina to insane limits. It's literally a biological battle lab capable of duplicating any material it consumes absolutely cracked. Any trainer with this could build an elite pet army. Dragon, are you ready for this hype? Suddenly a stone cracks against a beast's skull, the golden pet's opening move in a rapid-fire assault. Rage explodes. As the beasts lose it, the terrified tree tries to dodge the chaotic crossfire. The dragon song hammer manifests, radiating pure pressure before slamming a beast straight into the dirt. Rang notes its terrifying resilience. Even a direct hit barely scratched this mature high-level threat. A spear pierces the earth as the protagonist spots the dragon and golden pet already securing the tree. Mission accomplished, Sue smirks, securing the rope as they relocate their captive under the moonlight. Basking in the campfire's glow, the protagonist knows completing this contract changes everything for his team. No more starving or struggle, his dragon, serpent, and treasure beast are officially set for life. As Sue's aura links with the tree, a blinding flash forces Rang to shield his eyes. The tree manifests a scholarly form claiming it lived peacefully on a distant, deep mountain. Its chill life ended when it was hunted down, a tragic backstory that Sue finds surprisingly stylish. Offering a feast of high-tier treasure food, he promises his dragon serpent that plenty more is coming. Vibe check, is it delicious, he asks, suggesting a partnership. The tree admits the food is top tier. Despite the tasty bribe, the tree hesitates, but Sue reminds it that starving is the only option. With the food already devoured, the golden pet fuming, and Rang's ears ringing, the chaos is peak. Testing the carrot and stick method, the protagonist pulls out his secret weapon, the plasma incense. The plasma-infused lure works like a charm, forcing the tree to follow his lead like a puppet. Their minds fuse in a shared vision, with Rang experiencing the eternal drift of the cosmic void. In the distant past, Sue discovers a prismatic seed, while the tree-form Rang takes root on a meteorite, the tree beams reaching out to seal the deal. The protagonist accepts the bond is finally forged. Energy detonates. Sue realizes this ancient tree is pushing past its final growth threshold right now. That initial rejection actually triggered a massive evolution, causing the tree's eyes to burn with celestial light. That ocular glow is the ultimate sign of a beast transcending into a god-tier spiritual realm. Reaching this peak confirms the master has perfectly stabilized their cultivation and total control over their power. From this moment, Rang's semi-genius title is set in stone. The protagonist wonders about its new limits. As they test its duplication speed, the tree shudders, raining down a literal harvest of high-energy fruits. The golden pet goes into a frenzy, devouring everything so fast it leaves Sue completely stunned. Future supplies are officially locked in. The tree explains its long journey has finally reached its zenith. At 1,200 years old, mundane consumption has become boring for this ancient being. Now it can manifest legendary energy fruits from the lost plasma forest ruins with zero effort. Rang spots a metallic, bullet-shaped fruit sitting next to one that looks like a glowing blue dessert. It's exactly as the training manual described, a perfect match for the rarest legendary resources. Behold the iron marrow fruit, a treasure truly worth its weight in gold. It looks like a basic iron ball, but inside hides a concentrated explosion of pure energy. Black Lantern chronicles reveal that only the mystical plasma forest ruins have ever birthed this rare treasure. Historically, these iron marrow groves were the lethal stomping grounds for a terrifying breed of hammer-horned rhinos. These beasts boast metallic hides mirroring the tree's own scales, now fused with an energy-siphoning spiritual plant. They wander like living relics of the plasma forest. But the real hype, the iron marrow fruit's legendary buff, Upon consumption, it coats a familiar in a defensive shell as indestructible as tempered steel. For scaled creatures, their damage resistance hits insane levels. Without wasting a second, the tree shudders, raining down ripened fruit. Su challenges the treasure hunter to a game, and he and his golden companion begin, hurls the fruit for the dragon to devour. The tree soon wilts, while Rang notes the fruit's sheer potency. A glowing aura surges around the dragon lizard, radiating a pressure that feels absolutely suffocating. Su calculates that the creature's claw has hit 7 strength points, boasting a defensive tier that rivals the reinforced plating of a prime dragon serpent. Surprisingly, the dragon serpent lizard reached defensive maturity first. He realizes that if energy-thirsting trees can ascend to dragonhood, then this sapling has that same peak potential. New evolution paths emerge: the shield dragon tree, a tank species capable of forging energy into divine wards, or the draining dragon tree, a pure offensive powerhouse that reshapes stolen mana into unbreakable blades. Su observes that while the first 2 branches offer raw combat stats, the third path, despite lacking direct defense, is the ultimate clutch choice for his playstyle. This route leads to the energy-absorbing dragon tree, a top-tier support beast that buffs the dragon's main body. Energy fruit production doubles, while the mana cost for consumption is slashed. Their next target, the ominous Black Tomb Forest, deep within the plasma ruins. Sticking to the thief's code of never leaving empty-handed, Rang deciphers the ancient dragon script to find the catalysts needed for the tree's ultimate dragon ascension. Unfortunately, after scouring the entire Moonbay Plains, they find nothing, forcing Rang to pivot their expedition toward the Black Tomb Forest, near the ruin's heart. The Black Tomb is choked with dark red, almost void-like vegetation, exhaling a sinister, gloomy atmosphere that truly lives up to its graveyard moniker. The threat level here dwarfs the Yewan Plains, mainly due to swarms of nightmare worms that are a total headache to kill. Regardless, they have to push through and explore. Black Lantern elders claim many dragon-class horrors are buried here. Rumor has it, a lucky soul once harvested a legendary treasure blooming from dragon corpses, the dragon skeleton flower. Su has another reason to lock in and move forward. Thanks to the tree's support, the dragon serpent finally absorbed every drop of the flood dragon grass's power. Successfully hitting its maturity peak, they press on until they suddenly halt. As Rang notes that with level 4 light mastery and devastating AoE roars, they finally possess the firepower to challenge the forest's deepest, darkest secrets. Yet the vibe is off. Rang spots a major red flag on Lord Lu's training map. This area should be a shallow creek, but it's now a canyon 30 feet deep. The water is gone. The earth is torn open. Damage this massive could only be the work of a high-tier horror. He hesitates to proceed, knowing half their time in this secret realm is already up. Wealth and destiny are on the line, but one wrong move could be their last. The dragon glides onward with Su on its back. They pass a monolith carved with eerie runes, and suddenly the dragon strikes a massive serpent. Su realizes they're in deep trouble. In just hours, they've encountered more high-level threats than the entire week prior. The map is useless now. Suddenly Rang senses a spike in danger, grabs the golden pet and screams for them to bolt. A super dangerous predator rises, exhaling pure malice. The evolved green ox boa has arrived. That massive head has clearly hit its final evolution. Su warns the dragon lizard to bolt, as the surrounding pressure becomes suffocating. Su leaps onto the beast, commanding it to retreat into the darkest heart of the thicket. They need to find a bottleneck. The serpent strikes, but they barely weave through its deadly fangs. The snake unhinges its colossal jaws, lunging until the dragon lizard suddenly freezes in pure terror. Rang glances back, instantly regretting his choice. He should have bailed. Now the danger is undeniable. They've blundered into the Blood Forest ruins. Retreating now means facing that nightmare anaconda all over again. His golden pet is fuming, so the protagonist vows to hunt down that legendary dragon treasure. After weeks of searching, victory is finally near. With the energy-absorbing tree's assistance, the treasure hunter finally reaches its intermediate growth phase, unlocking its true detection potential. Its radar jumped from a few kilometers to a staggering 15. But this time, something is different. The treasure sensed is over 10 kilometers out. As they travel, Su's anxiety hits a breaking point. Closing the distance toward the signal, the atmosphere grows heavier and more oppressive with every single step. An overwhelming aura crushes them. To Rang, it sounds like a primal beast screaming directly into his ears. This terrifying pressure actually keeps other predators away, giving Su a strangely clear path forward. Rang feels a momentary relief, quickly replaced by dread. He asks how much further the treasure is. The pet pulses with energy. Su realizes that even at 4 kilometers, the gravity is already lethal. The treasure hunter is literally being grounded by the force. It's almost impossible for it to fly. He suspects they've entered the domain of an elite dragonkin or a group of apex monsters. Deep in the Black Tomb Forest, facing certain death and high-level threats, Rang refuses to stop. He chooses to press on. It isn't just ego, it's a calculated risk. He's betting everything on his pet's legendary luck, which has consistently performed miracles until now. Guided by the beast, the dragon serpent lizard carries Su directly to the source of the aura. Just like the hunter predicted, the area is eerily silent. No immediate threats are in sight. Before them lies a massive cave entrance looming 10 meters high like a gateway to another world. Inside, the ceiling exceeds 200 meters, resembling a true dragon's lair. Su is completely stunned. Bleached skeletons litter the floor. Su marvels at the scale of the den. Then his heart stops. He perceives it, the legendary dragon source. A blood pool. He can't believe it. Even primitive monsters have built their own dark civilizations. Though they aren't human, these apex predators have established a brutal and ancient world of their own. This dragon spring is a forge where a monster civilization breeds its most powerful heirs. Powerful dragonkin create these blood sources as ultimate tools to boost their descendants' evolution. It refines their potential and purifies their bloodline. The construction process, Su notes, is a gruesome primal ritual fueled by the life force of slaughtered dragon lords. What are you waiting for? The protagonist barks at the lizard. Drink it all now. He calls it a dragon treasure. The lizard's eyes glow as it plunges into the liquid. Su finds the process too slow and summons the tree. It takes root and begins to surge. The tree evolves instantly. Branches fan out energy, ripples and strange fruits begin to ripen. The pressure spikes before finally settling. Rang wonders if it's mimicking the golden pet's power. He's electrified by the loot. Dragon blood marrow, he gasps, and there's an absolute mountain of it. Ancient texts say this marrow isn't born naturally. It's a byproduct of legendary wealth formation. For this to form a dragon spring, needs the essence of high-tier, terrifying descendants. It requires a level of vitality that only true monsters possess to even have a chance. While technically common compared to crystallization, the sheer volume here is totally insane. A thick layer of dragon marrow coats the entire floor of the pool. There are nearly 100 units here. This much marrow took decades to condense. High-tier dragon spawn. Su realizes it would take 10 or more vital essences and raw plasma, harvested from those monsters just to refine a single drop of this legendary dragon marrow. This isn't a game they can win. Rang stares at the carnage, knowing their luck has run out. They have to bail stat. But the treasure-seeking beast is already deep in its cocoon, triggering the lake's Longquan purification sequence. Dragging the little guy away now would trash this chance and likely kill it. Moving it is suicide for the pet. Looking at that massive lair, our hero feels pure dread. Every instinct is screaming at him to run. As the energy-draining tree retracts, something insane is revealed underneath. 2 massive, pulsating eggs glowing with crimson plasma and veins. This is the ultimate jackpot for the dragon serpent lizard. The biggest score in the entire plasma forest. Su checks her watch. 10 minutes. That's all we've got. Feast on what you can and loot the rest. The second that clock hits 0, we are ghosting this place. Even if the beast isn't done purifying, we move out Rang. Now. Finally, he felt they'd truly honored the Black Lantern Castle's dark legacy.